I think that should work. I'm not 100% sure. I think that should work. How you guys doing? Aeon. Jeffrey says we need 15 points out of 15 starting from this game. I agree with you. No more excuses. They've had a break. They've had another break. And I'm talking about international breaks. So yeah. Gonna need to see a win today. They're also at home. So it should be pretty simple. I see Kirkes is starting. I see Isak is starting. And I see Allison is starting. So yeah, there can't be any sort of excuse today. I'm a bit worried if he's playing 4-3-3 again. I thought the whole deal was after he comes back from international break, he's gonna play a different tactic. But I mean, the pre-match thing looks the same, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. How you doing, Pixel? Hope you are good. Yeah, that's the Twitch thing. I've put them on the minimum that it lets me do. And then I figured I'll just batch them up at the start, so then hopefully nothing comes up during the stream. How you doing, Durwood? Hope you are good. Hope you are well. How was your holiday? Yeah, it was good. It was good. Got back yesterday afternoon. Did all the touristy things. Saw some Van Gogh paintings. Saw that painting of the girl with the pearl earring or something. That one was pretty good. That one was my favorite. Went on some day trips. Saw some windmills. Ate a lot of food, which is always the way. But did a lot of walking. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was nice. Fish says, yo, how you doing, Fish? Ikram says, what's up? The usual. Tired as always. How are you? Charlotte says, hi. Welcome back. Allison, yeah, that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting him to be back so early. I thought this was going to be another Mamadashvili game. But no, Allison's back, which is good. Isak's also back, which I'm delighted to see. Yeah, Bradley injured again. Is it too early to start getting concerned about Bradley? Like, I like the guy, he's great. But he can't play more than 3 games. And like, how many injuries has he gotten now? We'll try looking up a table in about a minute or so, but they've just kicked off. I did a timer. How was it the timer? I don't fucking remember. Oh, there we go. Is that accurate? That's probably accurate-ish. That is actually bang on accurate. Ilyas says, hi bro, how are you? Good. I double checked to not get my label out of the cap because the label was sticking out when I put the cap on. And then I remembered Ilyas is going to tell me off. So I need to fix that. So yeah, all good. Was in Netherlands this week, which was really nice. And yeah, just got back yesterday evening-ish. Which was good. I would recommend it. Streaming North London Derby. Maybe. The thing is, I've been away all week and I've got like a list this big of stuff that I need to do around the house. So it depends, possibly. It depends how much I get done tonight. What country you visited has the best food? Ooh, that's a deep question. This is going to be... So where have I been in the last year? I've been to Ireland, been to Spain, been to France, been to Germany. Germany was quite good because it had a lot of Turkish food. Been to Portugal, that was alright. Been to the US, that was pretty good. Prague was decent. I'd probably say Canada, which is weird. But I'd say Canada had the best food because it had lots of choice, being like a big fancy country, but it was also very cheap. So if you take Netherlands as an example, where I was a few days ago, they had choice, but it was expensive. food was expensive. Not that it stopped me eating, because it didn't. But yeah, like coffee was like £3 in Netherlands, but whereas it's £1 in Canada, so I'd probably go for Canada. Ooh, good tackle. I was gonna say good tackle by McAllister, but he's giving it as a foul. So yeah, I'd probably say Canada food wise, just because they had so much choice, but it was also really cheap, so you can eat lots of it. Should have signed Munoz. No bias. I was gonna question the bias, but you said no bias, so I guess there's no bias. Apparently he's off to Barcelona. Were you telling me that? Someone was telling me that he might be off to Barcelona. But yeah, he would have been good, to be fair, because we've got a Frimpong who can't stay fit for 5 minutes, and we've got Bradley who can't stay fit for 5 seconds. Would have taken either of them. The Brave says, "Let's go, boys, up the Reds." Agree with that. I was going to say I'm wearing white today. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing red. I'm wearing white, which is also what Nottingham Forest are wearing. So I probably should have thought this through. But yeah. Up the Reds and up Allison in green. But yeah, nothing comes of the free kick. Fish says water. What's water in response to? Bradley is young because he's still got the growing pains. I guess. How old is he now? Is he like 21, 22? I mean, let's look this up. I don't know. Connor Bradley. Okay, 22. Okay, he's a bit younger than I thought. He's 22 and he's only just turned 22 because he turned 22 in July. It's the beard. The beard makes him look older. I guess what frustrates me is just the frequency of the injuries. Like, it's very stop-start. He's back and then he's gone. He's back and then he's gone again. But yeah, hopefully it's just a growing pains thing. Because when he's available, I think he's really good. Just his availability is the concern. Fish says, "I don't look like that person." I think you've mentioned this one before. The last one I remember is when you said I look like Charlie Morningstar, and it was a blonde woman, and I thought that looks nothing like me. Will also Baslai take more responsibility on set pieces? Yeah, I mean, both of them really. Now that 66 is not here, now that 66 is enjoying Real Madrid's bench, now that 66 is reconsidering his life choices, it's going to be one of the two. Maybe Vert more from the left-hand side. I notice he takes kind of free kicks from the left-hand side. Certainly for Germany. And so Baslai maybe on the right-hand side. I think the goal he scored against Arsenal was more towards the right-hand side, which I think makes sense. Ooh, number 5 goes wide. But yeah, those two for definite. Barcelona and PSG are in after him is the news. I'm not surprised. I mean, he's really good. What kind of fee would they take for him though? Because I think you were saying last year. I think you were saying in the summer he's just signed a new contract, so it's going to be pretty expensive. But speaking of Crystal Palace, I think the Mark Gay deal is pretty much done to Liverpool. So that's something at least. Canada is very diverse. Yeah, 100%. That load. There's pretty much every type of food that you could get. They're very into their food courts as well. They're a very food court type of country. And I was gonna say very into their shopping malls, but yeah, they have shopping malls, and each shopping mall that I went to always had a food court, and yeah, there was loads of choice. You'd be kind of spoiled for choice. But yeah, I love the fact that it was not too expensive. Okay, Kirkheads is higher up the pitch, which is nice. Maybe this is the tactical change that we were hearing about. But yeah, Netherlands food was expensive. I mean, I say expensive like typical Europe prices, so same as London, that type of thing. Ooh, Gakpo gets past. McAllister should score. That's a handball. Oh, Helena's from Netherlands. Nice. I was in your country last week. I went to Amsterdam. I went to. Oh, I have not told you. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the best story. This is the best. Oh, I was in Amsterdam and I was in The Hague, and I went to Zandam and Zansha and all these places. But anyway, I went to The Hague on Thursday. Right. So The Hague is like somewhere near Amsterdam. And I'm walking. I'm just following Google Maps. Right? And I'm just walking I'm just walking forward. And then suddenly there's loads of police and I'm like, what's this about? This is this is it. Den Haag, yeah. So I was in Den Haag on, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. But there's loads of police. And like it's loads of police, and then suddenly there's a barrier, and I'm like, maybe I just can't get past the barrier. That's what it is. And then I look at the tape on the barrier. My side of the tape is white, and the other side of the tape has lettering on it. And I was like, oh no, I'm within the barrier. So now then I'm stuck within a barrier where I'm not supposed to be. And then 5 seconds later, the king and the queen of Netherlands just get out right next to me. I didn't even know who they are. I had to ask somebody afterwards, but it was the Queen Maxima and the king and the Duke of Luxembourg. They were right there. I don't think I was supposed to I don't think I was supposed to be within the barrier, because when I was trying to get out, like, there was a queue of people on the other side, so I'd somehow accidentally kind of snuck inside. But yeah, the Queen of Netherlands and the King of Netherlands, I saw them. They were in The Hague. They just got out of this car, and I had to ask somebody else, who is that? I don't know who that is. Yeah, Willem Alexander, I think. And the Queen, so the Queen was wearing red. The King, he was wearing a suit. I think he had like ginger hair, he had a beard. And there were 2 people there from Luxembourg. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I was just walking down the street. And to be honest, I was looking for somewhere to eat. But imagine that, you're looking for somewhere to eat. And you run into the King and Queen of Netherlands. They were visiting The Hague for some sort of business. The royal palace. Yeah, they were visiting the royal palace. But I was just walking past. I didn't expect the king and queen to get out of a car. It's just pretty funny. Of all the things to expect to see, the king and queen are not one of those things. Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it. Zandsessions, that was quite nice as well. Gotta say. HSBM says, hello bro, you look like Fabregas. That's a new one, I'll take that. Normally people say I look like Salah, but Fabregas also works. Princess Peach. Corner, but nothing happens. You'll take when you say around 30 to 35, is that the price that you think he will realistically go for, or is that the price you would take, if you know what I mean? West Ham 1-0, wow. Who scored for them? Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. Callum Wilson. Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I think Liverpool are playing West Ham very soon. So is that a good thing if they're ahead, or a bad thing in terms of their confidence? Because I think West Ham is the next game, I think. Helen, 4 players play for Liverpool, good players, Dutch players. Yeah. So there's Van Dijk, there's Cody Gakpo, there's... Also, I swear I saw Cody Gakpo's brother in Netherlands, because he looked exactly like him, but he was on the bus, so maybe it wasn't him. Van Dijk, Gakpo, Frimpong, Gravenberch, and also the manager, Arne Slot. So, could we count it as 5 in that sense? You look like Karim Demirbay. I think I've Googled him before. Yeah, you've made me Google this guy before. I just don't see it. I mean, he has a beard. He's got more hair. But his ears are massive. Like to be fair, my ears are also massive. I've never realized my ears are so big. I was gonna make fun of his ears, but then I noticed mine are also quite big. If you say so, I'll take your word for it. Van der Ven joins Liverpool. Yeah, he's a very good defender. I was a bit disappointed Liverpool didn't get him from Wolfsburg a couple of years back. But yeah, if he's available, and if Spurs would be willing to sell, we should be all over that. Yeah, Gravenberch, another one. So Gravenberch, Gakpo, Van Dijk, Frimpong. And Arne Slot as well, if you want to count him. Pro Skill says, hello, how you doing? Hope you're good. Have you had to do any more speeches where you had to say the word arbitrary, or have the speeches finished for now? But yeah, I hope you are good. Gakpo very wide. I mean, surely Kirke should be the wide one, and Gakpo should be closer to the goal, right? Like, again, like, this is weird. Why is Kirke's inside? Why is Gakpo wide? I don't understand that. Kirke should be wide and Gakpo should be inside, so he can do his little cut inside, take a shot jobby, right? Surely, that's what I would think. Pro skills is fine. That's good to hear. Ooh, Salah's just dancing around players. That should be a goal. Ugh, hit it over. I don't know if Kirk has hit it over or it was a tackle. Might have been a tackle. Next year, the World Cup. I don't give my country a chance. Many Dutch don't. Our national team is not good. I think your team is good. You've got a lot of good players. I don't know about your manager. Is it still Koeman? Is Koeman still the is Koeman still the Ronald Koeman? Is he still the head coach? I think you've got a chance. The trouble is with international tournaments, France are just so strong. There's players who don't even get selected for France who would be starters in other teams. But you've got a chance. I think you did quite well the other day against somebody. Was it Luxembourg or somebody you were playing? on Wednesday. So I'd say you have a chance, but it will be very difficult, to say the least. Cologne says, come on, forced. That's possibly Forest. Are you a Forest fan by any chance? Or are you a Fraser Forster fan? It could be either. Fish says Google whatever that is. I will Google it. But I'm not going to share screen yet in case there's something weird. What is this? It's just like some cartoon thing. Is this the correct thing? Well, what am I looking for here? It's like a kid with like vampire teeth. Is that somebody else I look like? Because I look nothing like him. Why is he purple as well? Crossed. I mean, this is better than the last game. I appreciate things can't be much worse. Was it the City game? Was that the last? Was that the last game? I think it was. Fish says best Liverpool player, as in today or last year or in general or ever. Why did the snowman go to the party? He wanted to chill. To be honest, he can do a lot of that right now because it's absolutely freezing. I've had to have the heating on like most of the day. I've turned it off now, but in the morning it's freezing. Helena says defense: Van Dijk, Timber, Van der Ven, Dumfries, Nathan Ake, De Ligt, Van Hacker, Frimpong. I mean, that's pretty good. There's a lot of depth in there as well. I mean, Van Dijk, Premier League player. Timber, Premier League player. Van der Ven, Premier League player. Dumfries, I think plays for Inter, but he is Premier League standard. De Ligt, Premier League player. There's someone's gone down. It was Gakpo, but nothing happened. But yeah, I think you've got a lot of depth. The thing is with these kind of international tournaments as well, a lot of it just comes down to luck. So you could win. I think you've got a chance. I mean, the teams that are probably most likely to win are probably France, Netherlands, England have a shot because they've got good players. The thing is with England, whenever they start getting a certain amount of distance, that's when the pressure starts, that's when the media starts turning on their own players, and then inevitable collapse. But it is the World Cup, so there's the South American teams as well. Midfield, De Jong, Reinders. Is that the Reinders for Man City? Kluivert, Simons, Valente, Gravenberch. You've got a chance. I think you've got a good chance. As I said, it's tough to predict these things definitively because there's just so many variables anything can happen. Players can get injured. Players can have an off day. But I think you're one of the better teams. Fish says Jelly Bean is the best Liverpool player. Is that the purple thing you made me Google? What is this though? Like, is it like a cartoon character of some sort? Could Ekitike become a reliable squad player? Yeah, I mean, it looks like that's going to be his role for now. I mean, there's a chance maybe Ekitike could usurp Gakpo, but manager seems to love Gakpo, number one. And number two, there's rumours that Liverpool want, what's his name? Semenyo. So I think if Liverpool wants Semenyo, then that makes it all the more likely Ekitike will be a squad player. Because I don't think Ekitike is getting in ahead of Isak. Gakpo should have really passed that to Isak there. Isak's having a go at him, which is good. Really want to see Isak put in a solid performance. Yeah, I mean, he's looking lively. He looks a bit more fresh compared to... Gakpo really should have passed that to Isak. Because I think if Gakpo passes that to Isak, that's a goal. Yeah, and he needed to look up there, 100%. Ekitike and Isak should start and play off each other. Yeah, it's another possibility. Instead of constantly playing 4-3-3, mix it up a bit. Maybe play 4-4-2. Maybe play 4-2-4. I'd like to see a bit more kind of variability in the tactics. Try one thing, and if it doesn't work, try something else. Yes, Man City, Ryan does. Yeah, he got a goal, didn't he, the other day? I was watching it in my hotel room for a bit. But I think he got a goal the other day. Reinders is a good player. So yeah, Netherlands do have a lot of depth. Ekitike should play today because Isak won't play the whole game. Yeah, he'll definitely get time. Ekitike got a nice goal for France, didn't he? Where he ran from the halfway line all the way into the box, did a 1-2 with Mbappe, and then put it in the back of the net. So yeah, he should get game time today. I mean, I guess it depends how fit Isak is. But yeah, in all likelihood, he'll probably come on for Isak. Jeffrey says, "What you think so far?" It's a bit better. It's a bit better. I think Liverpool have been the better team. But I think, as you said earlier, they have to win this game. And I think you were saying they have to get 15 points out of 15, which I agree with. So I'd say it looks a bit better. Team looks a bit more energetic, but I don't want it to be the thing that we see time and time again, where the team is very energetic for the first 30 minutes, and then if they don't score, they then lose motivation, and then energy levels go down after that, if you know what I mean. So it's better. I'd like it if they had a goal, but I want to see them maintain this intensity for longer than 35 minutes. Not winning many second balls so far. It's a bit better, I think, but it's not. Yeah, it's still not at the standard you'd expect. Salah to Jones. It's tough. It is kind of tough though when Forest have like 6 players in the box. Charlotte says you're a legend, but I think you are a legend. Oh, Slot said he's not ready for 90 minutes. Okay, makes sense. Ekatike will probably come on for him. Did he say how long he was ready for? Like if it's 60 or 70? But I guess that's probably classified info. But yeah, Ekatike will probably come on for him then. Isak very wide left. Like he keeps on. Like even now, like he's on the left wing. Like he's basically on the touchline. What's that about? And it's not the first time that's happened. So what is that about? Like you'd understand if players out of position slightly, but then it gets rectified. Okay, I think they've fixed it now. That cup is so small. It's a standard size. I did get it from China, so that's probably why. This counts as a large in England because it's quite big. I like it. It's pretty good, but it is, yeah. I guess it is kind of on the smaller side. I don't know if I look silly drinking it. I'm like, maybe I do, but that's the fun. That's the fun of it. How you doing, Luke? Hope you are good. Hope you've had a good week. So Bosley takes a shot, which is something that's better. You know, test the defense, test the goalkeeper. That took a deflection and that almost went in. It just went slightly. Above the bar, but that's better. Instead of just passing it around for eternity, take a shot. You don't know, you might get lucky. You might get lucky. You might have a deflection that goes in. You might have a deflection that falls to a player in the box and they take a shot. Yeah, corner headed away, but it's another corner. I'm American. I've got 64 ants. I know you're American because you said ounces. I have no barometer and like no understanding of what ounces convert to. So I'm gonna convert that to milliliters. 64 ounces to milliliters. It's the whole metric imperial thing. That's like 2 liters. That's massive. Like 2 liter cup. That can't be 2 liters. As in 64 fluid ounces. So like, I mean, I guess if you drink that in a day, that's not too bad. But it must be massive. Like just as a cup, that's 2 liters big. This is probably a quarter of that, if that. What you think, Manchester, blue or red? I mean, it's been blue for the past God knows how long. Arvis says your team is rubbish. Indeed, they are. You are correct. Your eyes do not deceive you. Brentford up 1-0 as well. Everyone's up 1-0. Apart from Liverpool. Everyone's up 1-0 apart from Liverpool, but Nottingham Forest are. I feel like that's my fault for saying, oh, Brentford are up 1-0. Brentford are up 1-0. But nobody else is. And then Nottingham Forest score. Yeah. Oh god. Just awful defending. And that's the thing as well, like we were saying earlier, like put the ball in the box, pinball will happen and somebody will get a shot. I think it's your mate number 5 again who lost the header. Was it number 5 that missed the header again? Why is number 5 ducking? Alfie says better not have been Ibu. I think it was Van Dijk that missed the header, but then number 5, as in Kanate, was ducking. They're doing a VAR. They're not doing a VAR. It is 1-0. Jesus Christ! I need another holiday. even though I just came back. Even though I just came back yesterday. Is it Kirsty or Kirsty? Brother, choose one goal. Messi or Ronaldo with explanation. See, this is always risky because I feel like you have a specific player in mind. So then if I say the wrong one, then I'm in trouble. Me personally, I would go for Messi, mainly because I feel like he did things that no other player could. Ooh. No, nothing happened. But I think the thing about Ronaldo is you can say he did it in multiple leagues. So he did it in the Premier League, he did it in Spain, did it in Italy. Saudi I don't count. So I think that feeds into what Ronaldo did. But I'd still go for Messi. Don't fucking score again. They've scored again. What the fuck? What the hell's... Have they scored again? The referees... Did they score again? They've put the ball in the net, but the referee's waving his hands and, you know... But they have... It's number 5 again! It's Mambo number 5 again. He's dancing to his own theme song. It's a VAR check. But to be honest with you, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think Kanat is just rubbish. I think that's a fair goal, but let's... Oh, there's a handball check. I don't think that's a handball. I think that's... I'll be honest, I don't see where the handball is. They're still checking it, but I do not see a handball there. The goal's not given. Van J says lol. Was that a handball on the striker then? Because they played the VAR thing. They played the VAR replay about 5 times and I didn't see a handball. Was it with the right hand or the left hand? Oh well, I'll take it. But that didn't seem entirely fair. No goal, West Ham 2-0. Okay. I will not say it's a shame it's not 2-0 here, because if I say that, it is going to be 2-0. So I will just say okay. Because the last time they scored, I said, "Oh, it'd be nice if there was a goal in this game." And then Forest scored, so I can't say that anymore. Oh, what's the beef now? Oh, it's a booking. Hamza says neglecting Isak so much. Do you think it's a case? And I don't know if I'm being a bit philosophical here. But do you think it's a case where all the strikers think they're the top dog? So Salah thinks he's the top dog. Isak thinks he's the top dog. Gakpo thinks he's the top dog. So then none of them pass the ball. Whereas at Newcastle, you had Ramsey, you had Gordon. They both knew that Isak is the top dog. So then they'd always pass it. They'd square it. At Nottingham, at Man City, they know that Haaland's the top dog. So Doku's going to square it. Whoever is going to square it. Marmoush is going to square it. Whereas at Liverpool, do they all think they're the top dog? And therefore they don't pass the damn ball. They just always go for a shot. There might be something in that. How good was Lovren Poulsen? I mean, he was better than this rubbish that we're seeing here. Lovren was decent. I think we signed him Southampton, 26 million. Brendan Rodgers. He was fine. I mean, he was fine. He was an improvement over what Liverpool had at the time. Christian Poulsen was not good. Hamza says, yeah, that's right. But even Szoboszlai has had opportunities to play Isak or use him for a 1-2. True. That's a like how do you have a free kick and just hit the first man? There's few things that annoy me more. There's few things that annoy me more than kind of free kicks that hit the first man. Those be annoying as hell. But you said earlier I drink 2 of those a day. So 4 liters of water a day. That's really good, to be fair. Do you replenish your electrolytes? Because there was a time period where I used to have a lot of water a day, and then I'd feel tired. And then I found out it's because I was diluting my electrolytes. Oh, McAllister loses the ball. But yeah, I just try and hit 2 liters if I hit 2 liters of water a day if I can. My FPL is so cooked. My FPL has Isak up front and also has Salah. So if any of those could score or maybe get an assist, that would be nice. That would be fantastic. That would be very good. If either of those could do something of use. Who scored for Forest? I think it was Murillo. I mean, I can check, to be fair. What kind of rubbish is this? Why doesn't it tell me who bloody scored? Yeah, Murillo. 33 minutes. Free kick. Ooh, that's better. That's better. McAllister gets the header again. So against Real Madrid, it was McAllister who got the header. Shortest guy on the pitch. And the same thing happened here. Screwley says, thoughts on Liverpool's form? Trying to come up with I was trying to come up with nice wording. I mean, it's not good. The thing that irritates me is I feel like they're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like you've had how many games now where you know that this doesn't work, and to me this looks pretty similar to the tactics that they've used in the previous game. They haven't really made any. They haven't really made any changes, if you know what I mean. It's just the same thing over and over again. And at that point, can I really blame the players? Like, here's the problem. Like, this style of play, right? It's more about kind of taking your time, looking for the openings, and then making use of the right opening. This is what the manager was very big on, you know. It's aggressive football, but we are more patient with our openings. The trouble is, teams have 8 players behind the ball, so you're going to be waiting forever for a perfect opening, if you know what I mean. It kind of backfires, waiting forever for the perfect opening. You just end up passing it left, right for 34 godforsaken minutes, and then the other team boots it up the pitch and the other team scores. So maybe the team needs to learn to take a few more risks. I mean, if they've got 8 players in the box, just take a risk, because it's going to take time for them to run back to the other side. So I'd say the form is not like an isolated thing. I think the form is a consequence of the tactics, and for me, the tactics are not great. Another thing is, why does Kirkes keep running inside? Kirkes needs to stay outside, and again, I presume that's a tactical instruction. What's your favorite candy to eat whilst watching movies? I don't really eat candy whilst watching movies, because I'd eat all of it and not realize. Well, see again, why is Salah taking a shot? Why the hell is he taking a fucking shot? Why are you taking a fucking? You get it? Yeah. You beat your player. Why does he take a shot there and not pass it to Isak? This is the problem, because they all think they're the top dog. If that was any other player, you square that to Isak, who has a tap in. But Salah goes for a shot at the near post. Corner, but nothing's going to happen. Yeah, I might use the Google one instead. Realistically, it's between City and Arsenal. If anything is between City and Arsenal, then that actually means it's just between City. If it's between Man United and Arsenal, that means Man United will win it. If it's between Barnsley and Arsenal, that means Barnsley will win it. Yeah, that is. Another corner. Al-Zed says that goal should have stood. Is this the second Forest goal? To be honest, I did think that was a goal. They gave it handball, but I didn't see any sort of handball. It's Salah versus Mane all over again. Yeah, but to a certain degree, yeah. But I feel like there was at least a certain degree of synergy. Here, I don't really see any sort of synergy. But please pass the ball, man. Like, it's almost as if they beat their player, which happens once in a blue moon. It's like if they beat their player, they then feel like they have a God-given right to have a shot. It's like, no, don't take a shot. Square it. Square it to whoever's in the box, whoever's in a better position. Okay, that was a good pass. Salah to Isak. The Rated R superstar, also known as Edge, says 500 million and we've gone backwards. Crazy. The thing is, it's not 500 million though, because they've lost Diaz. They've lost a bunch of players. So you could say it's 200 million and they've gone backwards. And a lot of people are saying, hey, let's get Semenyo. Semenyo is going to be great. But like, what is Semenyo going to add when the tactics are this bad? You know, you are wearing the wrong shirt. That is true. That last year's the last year's shirt I still haven't washed. It's still upstairs. It might be a situation where I have to wear the lucky shirt before every game, which means I'm gonna have to do laundry every day. The thing is, like, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something I've forgotten. I'm clearly getting old. Oh, the ref already blew the whistle. That's why the goal didn't stand. Oh, okay, fair enough. That makes sense then, because when they showed the replay, I didn't see a handball. It looked like a fair goal. Penguin Nation says, "Come on, Forest. Come on, you Reds." Nottingham Forest are winning against Liverpool. I'm not dreaming. You are not dreaming. They are winning. Scored from a corner. And like a goal's a goal at the end of the day, if you know what I mean. I think the match has generally been even, but if you take advantage of that and get a goal, I mean, good for whoever does that. Salah tries to get past Nico Williams and he can't. How are we winning? I mean, it's been a pretty even game, but halftime. I'd say, how are you winning? You took your chance. You had a corner. You put the ball into a dangerous position. And then you did this thing that Liverpool don't often do, called actually taking a shot, and it went in. And it's like, fair enough. Forest took their chance and they got a goal. Murillo is massive, to be fair. He's just walking past next to a Sangare and I'm like, damn, Murillo is massive. Like, he's built like a truck. But yeah, the usual rubbish. I've never been so happy to see halftime. Oh God. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Earlier. I was perhaps ignorant enough to say I don't need to wear the lucky shirt today, but I think I might have needed to. Wayne says this is not good enough again. Yeah, it's the same pattern, isn't it? It's the same pattern every single game, whereby first 20 minutes they've got a lot of energy, and they have chances and they pass it to the left, pass it to the right, pass it to the left again, pass it to the right, wait forever for the perfect opportunity. But guess what? Sometimes you don't have the perfect effing opportunity, so just kick it at the goal. Maybe you'll get a deflection, maybe you'll have a bit of luck. It's just waiting around forever. Passing it left, passing it right, passing it left, passing it right, passing it left, passing it right. It's like, just kick the effing ball, kick it forward. Just kick the damn ball forward. Take a shot. Who knows? It might deflect off a defender's ass and then you might have a shot on goal. Just somebody take a shot. It's just the same thing. Left, right, goes backwards. Left, right, goes backwards. It's just the same thing over and over again. And then eventually the other team... yeah, That's literally the extent that I've been reduced to. Just kick the damn ball forward. Just kick it forward, please. Don't kick it left, kick it right. Just kick it forward. The goal's over there. Kick it forward. And like, if you take a shot or kick it forward, you might get a deflection. Like, things happen when you put the ball in the box. But it's the same thing, right? And then eventually they go behind, and then they lose their confidence, and then the same thing will probably happen in the second half. Where first 20 minutes, yeah, we're gonna come out super strong, and then nothing will happen, and they'll probably concede the second goal. Penguin says, like, Liverpool are a good side, don't get me wrong. I think Forest have had more possession, but Sells has had to be making saves left, right and centre. Your team is stacked, bro. Yeah, he made a good save off a McAllister header. It was a free kick. McAllister headed it in. I thought that was going in, but it was a good save by the keeper. Jeffrey says, what change will you make? I'll probably change the formation, to be honest. Like, it's the thing we always talk about. He keeps playing the same godforsaken tactics every single game. It's like, he has like an international break where he's got 2 weeks to figure something out. And he says, you know what? I'm going to do the same effing thing that I've tried the last 4 effing weeks that hasn't worked. I'm going to do that again because this is going to be... This time it's going to work. It hasn't worked the last 18 times. I'm going to do 4-3-3 again, and I'm going to stick Gakpo on the left, and I'm going to tell Kirkes to cut inside. So what I would do is stop doing the same terrible tactics. Keep Kirkes out wide. Get Kirkes running up and down the pitch, because when Kirkes gets up and down the pitch, he'll get close to the goal and probably put a cross in, which any of the giant players can get on the end of. Isak 6'4", he can get on the end of it. I'd go for like a tactical change, to be honest with you. Before bringing any players on. Penguin says first 30. I think we were dominating. However, Liverpool have changes to make. Yeah, they do have changes. I want to see some sort of tactical change because this is the thing that irks me and grinds my gears. There's the Semenyo rumors, right? Like, bro, we're gonna get Semenyo, bro. We're gonna be sick, bro. And I'm like, no, you're not, bro. You ain't gonna be any better, bro, than the rubbish you're already seeing here, bro. It's gonna be the same rubbish, bro. Like, sticking Semenyo in this is not gonna make things any better. In halftime, they're showing replays of the damn City game. So like, try some different tactics. Change the system, because the system ultimately does not work as far as I'm concerned. Wayne, making me feel even better, says we are 10th at the moment. Oh God, 10th. We're double digits of the position we're in. Are you buying anything on Black Friday? I bought a bunch of things already. What I will say is only buy things if you need them. But I have bought a bunch of things. Mostly things for the house, if I'm honest. I bought some trainers as well, but mostly things for the house. I do need to buy some computer stuff as well. But yeah, little bits and bobs, I'd say. The team is a bit overrated because we are a rubbish side, though. Perhaps, but you've got the all important goal today. Oh, sorry, it's not. No, let me stop that. But yeah, Black Friday, I bought some stuff. Trying not to go too crazy. I've spent like £4,000 on a holiday in February, so I'm trying not to go too crazy. Wayne would love Klopp to make a return. The thing is with the Klopp thing, I don't think his heart is in it anymore. So I wouldn't want him just to come back and then disappear after a year or two. Is Alisson better than Sells? Yes, I'd say Alisson's one of the top keepers in the world. Is he the best in the world? I mean, that's a different discussion. I think I might give that to Courtois, but I certainly think Alisson's is in that conversation. Jeffrey says 4-4-2 is the best formation. That's the formation that he played against. That's the formation that he played against Frankfurt. Was it 5-1 against Frankfurt? I don't even remember. But yeah, played the Frankfurt formation. In that game, Liverpool had 19 shots on target. Scored 5 goals. That's what we want to see. Yeah, I've had enough of 4-3-3, man. The thing, it's a 4-3-3 and it's the whole, we're going to be patient for our opportunities. That seems nice, like in theory, but in reality, patience is pass it left, pass it right, pass it left, pass it right, pass it left, pass it right, pass it left, pass it right. Like, you can't be patient when like there's 8 defenders in front of you. Like the gap ain't gonna open up. The gap is just not gonna open up. Steven says, hi, so funny, please don't go bold. I mean, it's a bit late for that. It's a bit late for that. Bring on Rio and Ekitike. I think they're options. I think they're options for the second half. I think Rio would thrive the more tired the other side is because he's still like 16. So he's an option for maybe the last 15 minutes maybe. Ekitike maybe a bit longer. But my thing is I don't want to see different players come on into the same structure because I think it's the structure that's flawed. Hopefully he changes things, but I bet you he won't. Wayne says NB are nice trainers in leather. I'll have to check them out. I always get sketches because the thing is I go on holiday like maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months, and I do a lot of walking. Last week I think so I went to Netherlands I was in Netherlands for the past 5 days. I walked about 75 miles. When I went to Canada last month, I walked 150 miles. So I do a lot of walking. And like my trainers, like they always just get ruined from all the walking. So it's more like looking for the trainers that are most comfortable. And I looked into like, are there any trainers that are like Skechers but are a bit more robust? And I got some recommendations, but they're all like 200 quid. And I'm like, okay. Skechers cost me like 30 quid and they last me a year. So that tends to be kind of what works. How's Isak doing? I mean, he's got into good positions. Gakpo could have squared it to him, Isak would have scored. Salah could have squared it to him, Isak would have scored. The problem I see is that everyone up front thinks that they're the superstar, and so nobody passes the effing ball. Nobody squares the damn ball. Everyone thinks they're the superstar. Everyone thinks they've got a God-given right to have a shot. It's like if somebody else is in a better position, just pass it. Pass it to somebody else. But Sal's tied with Game of the Year. That's probably the wrong acronym. What does GOTY stand for? It's not Game of the Year. Probably Goalkeeper of the Year. Yeah, he's a good keeper. I would put Alisson above him. But he's good. Steven says, please don't go bold. It's too late for that. It's far too late for that. Yes, this is it. As Jeffrey is saying, patience is not the way of attack. Once you have the ball forward, attack the goal. Yes, that's kind of and that's also literally what Nottingham Forest did. That got them a goal. The problem with patience is, number one, you give the other team time for all their players to get back. So like you have a counter attack, but if you're being too patient, in that time the opposition gets all their players back. So you squander the opportunity. It's like, just take a risk, man. Just take a risk. Play the ball forward. Even if you think there's a 50%, even if you think there's a 50% chance of it actually being successful, just take a risk. Because if you don't take a risk, the other possibility is waiting for the perfect opportunity, but you might not have the perfect opportunity. Just pass it, play the damn ball forward, kick it forward. And if you lose the ball, no problem, just win it back. Like literally all of these players are athletes. So win the ball back, just take a risk. Because sometimes the perfect opportunity does not come. If you're so slow that you let all the opposition get back, you're probably being a bit too patient. So yeah, I want to see a bit more risk taking. Wayne says, I have hair pigmentation done. Nice. So when you say pigmentation, is that like colouring? Like, is that like a hair colouring thing? I might need to do that to get rid of the greys. Would you rather live in a snowy or tropical world? To be honest, it's pretty snowy right now, I can't lie. Wilson Brace couldn't he... Oh, did he get the second goal for West Ham? Oh, wow. Finley is correct. I saw that he got the first goal. I didn't know he got the second. Away from home as well. I think Liverpool are playing West Ham soon, so that's not what I want to see. Mr. Default says United. How are you doing? Coming out for the second half. Finley says, up at level 7 today for the match. Here attack hill, I call it, the stairs. Up the forest. Oh, God. I mean, if they lose to Forest at home, what more can you say? Everyone's been saying, come on, you Reds. And I'm like, wow, there's so many Liverpool fans. But I think these might be Nottingham Forest. I think Benji might be a Nottingham Forest fan. Because a lot of people have said, come on, you Reds. And I'm like, yeah, exactly, yeah. But I think Benji might be a Nottingham Forest fan. Tattoo, hair pigmentation. Bill Papa says, may I have one of your furry eyebrows? The problem is they're a bit too furry. Because like sometimes they get a bit messy, so you gotta fix them. Sometimes, like, I don't know how to describe it. So they require a lot of maintenance. But what I will add is they are good for keeping you warm. They are good for keeping you warm in the winter. I can maybe do a deal and give you one in the summer when I no longer require it. Life is life says Kanate needs sub. Yeah, Kanate just looks hopeless. Doesn't look very strong. Is losing his duels. And on the Isak thing, yeah, Gakpo should have passed it to him. Oh, fuck off! They just fucking scored a fucking second goal. What the fuck? What the actual fuck is going on? I hope the strategy changed. I mean, it might have changed. We don't fucking know because they've scored a second goal. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus of Nazareth, man, honestly. Jeffrey says maybe a joint now. I mean, a joint, or maybe a bottle of bleach, or you know. How is it? Like, how is it? How is it? Like when Forest have a chance, like like the crosses are good, and like the crosses actually go to the player. I haven't even started the timer or updated. I mean, the sky looks really nice. There's the sky is kind of sunset. It's sunset, so you can see the red in the sky. That's pretty nice. That's probably the only positive from this. But how is it when Forest have a cross? It goes to the right player. But when Liverpool have a cross, is it the thing again? It's the thing again, though, isn't it? It's the thing again, where Forest just kick the ball forward and get it into the box, cross it, see what happens. If that was Liverpool, if that was Gakpo, or if that was Salah, they wouldn't have crossed it. They would have taken a shot. They would have 100% taken a shot. But yeah, how is it whenever Forest have a cross, it finds the right player? But when Liverpool have a cross, suddenly it's a lot more difficult. You know what I mean? Where's the effing timer? Normally I go on holiday during international break, but I might have to go on holiday during club football now. Forest is the only team that beat Liverpool at home last season. Yeah, that was that game, wasn't it? Towards the start of the season. With that, I can kind of understand because they had Nuno at the time, and they were kind of flying high. Now they've got Sean Dyche of Everton fame. Like, I think Forest were in the relegation zone before this game started, and even if they win here, they're up to 17th. Like they can't be losing this kind of game. Yeah. When I start swearing at a football match, that's when you know it's bad. Most of the time I can just laugh it off. Again, why do you not take a shot? Why does Jones not take a shot there? Did you see that? McAllister teed it up to him. He had it teed up to him on the edge of the box, and Jones just passes it sideways. Can any of these clans take a shot? Honestly, you're on the edge of the box. Just take a shot. And even if your shot doesn't go in, it'll probably deflect, and then one of the other players will probably kick it in. Why does Jones get the ball on the edge of the box and then just pass it to McAllister? What is that about? The mind truly boggles. Devil May Cry 5, Bayonetta, or Nier Automata. Devil May Cry 5, in that order. I thought Devil May Cry 5 was good. It wasn't as good as the old ones like Devil May Cry 1 and 2, but it was good. Bayonetta was decent. Nier Automata, didn't like that so much. The revolving door of Forest. I mean, to be honest, whoever comes in through that revolving door would probably beat this pile of losers. Imagine paying 300 a ticket for this. Yeah. I'm glad I've never done that. Like I'll buy a ticket if it's 40, 50, but I'm not going hospitality. And it's like, why would you? If you've got £500, go, I don't know, go to Japan, go to Canada, go to US. Don't watch this crap for 45 minutes and then come home. Ekitike is warming up. When is Man City match? 5:30. 5:30. Gravenberch falls over. I think that sums this game up. Ekatike coming on now. On 52. On 52 minutes. He better not be coming on for Isak, because Isak is getting into the positions, but nobody's passing him the damn ball. He better not be coming on for Isak. What's Isak supposed to do if you don't pass him the ball? Like, Isak's literally standing there with his hands like this because he's in the position. But whenever Salah gets into the position where 90% of players would cross, he just takes a shot. It's like, bro, you're not gonna score. Pass it. I'm not gonna be happy if he comes on for Isak. No, why is Jones shrugging? Why are you shrugging? Go support the damn player. Kirkes falls over, fair enough, but like, Jones should be near him as a kind of passing opportunity. Don't just stand there and then shrug. Like, you need to go support the guy. Don't just shrug your shoulders. Is that a free kick? Can Wirtz redefine Liverpool's midfield creativity? I mean, he would offer creativity. He's not playing today. But would he have made a difference today? Again, my beef isn't with any of the players. It's this system. Kanate just hits a player in the face. But referee waves it away. Barry says Liverpool don't play the system that Isak needs. That's why I never understood the transfer. I understood the transfer. I mean, Liverpool kind of play with three up top, similar to what Newcastle had. So Isak is kind of can I number five's coming off. Number five's coming off. So even Slot has seen the light with this clown. There's absolutely nothing. But see, okay, this is a encouraging substitution. You're taking a defender off. You're bringing a striker on. And why is he laughing? Gossip Girl. Is that Gossip Girl podcast? I can't lie. I have seen all of Gossip Girl, but I think it says Gossip Grill. Liverpool losing again. Ha ha ha. I mean, that's the story of the last few weeks, to be honest. Pixel says, would you be slot out if no Champions League this year? It depends. I mean, it depends. If I see like a coherent style of play, if I see the bigger picture, then no. Whereas if it's the same turgid 4-3-3, pass it left, pass it right, pass it left, pass it right, then I'd be a bit more concerned. So I need to kind of gather more data. Gossip Grill says, Man City fan hate watching. The thing is though, like, if Liverpool can't win the league, I'd rather Man City win it. So I'd probably be complimenting you most of the time. If you know what I mean. But what's the Gossip Grill podcast about? Is it like a Gossip Girl podcast? Is it about the TV show? or is it about like grilling food? I'm curious. Number 5 offers nothing but a body on the pitch. Yeah, I mean, I could be a body on the pitch. You could be a body on the pitch. So what they've done now is kind of Gravenberch has gone back into the defense a little bit. But this is encouraging. Okay, Ekatike. At least he put a cross in. At least he put a cross in, which none of these other clans have been doing. Gossip Grill says also Real Madrid fan. No, it ain't just a fallen off podcast. As in, you used to have a podcast back in the day. You probably weren't expecting this many questions, but I'm curious. Pixel says y'all have some of the best midfield in the league, and it feels like there's no control of the middle anymore. Yes, it feels like a donut with a hole in the middle. And that's kind of how I would describe this. And the other thing is, it's the other kind of concern I have is it's not just the midfield. It's I think I've said this before. The defense, midfield, and forward line feel like 3 separate entities. They don't feel like one entity. And when I say entity, I mean teams. They feel like 3 separate teams, rather than as one. But Nottingham Forest, to be fair, they feel like one team, whereas this Liverpool side feels like 3 separate teams. I don't know what the reason is for that, to be honest. I once did, but not podcasting anymore. Okay, fair enough. Playing Dom as right back doesn't help either. It doesn't. You are right. I think the thing is with Szoboszlai, he's the engine for the midfield. He'll run forward. He'll run back. Why are you taking a shot? Why is he taking? Why is he taking? Oh God! The ball fell to Salah, right, edge of the box, and I like. Part of my brain was thinking that's the perfect opportunity to square, but the bigger part of my brain said that clown is gonna take a effing shot, and that's exactly what he did. That's it. Anytime he gets into the box, he thinks he has a God-given right just to whack it at the goal. Like, that's not what I mean. Like, quite often other players are in better positions. Just square the damn ball. Like, why'd you take a shot every single time? This is the problem. Nobody passes the damn ball. Anytime he's there, he's like, let me take a shot. Pass the damn ball. For the love of God. I was going to say something worse. But just pass the damn ball. And like maybe one of these will go in. Maybe one of these shots will go in on the 82nd minute. But is it really worth one of those opportunities going in if he squandered 10 of them? If he squandered about 10 of them? Just pass the damn ball. Shocker, Palace are up 1-0 against Wolves. Who scored? Oh God. Don't tell Pixel who scored. He's gonna say I told you so do not tell him who scored. I mean, he probably knows, but in case he doesn't know. A lot of good players mean bad games. Ask last season Real Madrid. I think you might be onto a point there. Because the trouble is, when you have too many good players, they all think they all have a God-given right to have a shot. Whereas if you look at kind of Newcastle last year, Ramsey would pass it to Isak. Gordon would pass it to Isak. Or if you look at Man City, they all know Haaland is the top dog. So they will pass it to Haaland. Doku will pass it to Haaland. Silva will pass it to Haaland. Whereas at Liverpool, when they get into these opportunities, they all think they have a God-given right to have a shot because they all think they're the superstar. Salah just doesn't pass it to Isak. Salah's going to take another shot and it goes wide. Like, I don't mind him shooting, but he takes a shot in every single opportunity, which is what irritates me. Yeah, that's a good way of explaining it. They want the spotlight on them, and they start being selfish. Yeah, because they all think in their heads, I'm the superstar. I'm the superstar. Therefore, I'm gonna take a shot. And it's counterproductive because quite often other players are in better positions. So if they just pass the ball. Yeah, I mean, if they just pass the ball, somebody else will score. But they all think they're the superstar. Okay, here Salah should have a shot, but he goes down. But that's fine. But like, if you're on the edge of the box, right? If you're on the edge of the box and there's 3 players in front of you, whereas your teammate in the middle has nobody near him and literally has his hands out saying, please give me the ball, then just pass him the ball. Chorizo making me feel even worse that even Man United are higher in the table. Well, that's when you know you're doing badly. Charlotte says, would you rather magic pen or magic notebook? I'd rather a magic blindfold, so I did not have to watch this rubbish. I mean, to be fair, it probably wouldn't need to be a magic blindfold. Any old cheap blindfold would do. Gossip Grill says they all want Puskas. Yeah, they all want to be. They all want to be the star. They all want to score the big goal. But it's at the detriment of the team, because quite often other players are in better positions, but they all think they're the star. They all think they're the big man. So they always just go for a shot. Pixel says, speaking of, Daniel Munoz has just scored. Indeed, he has. I was saying a few minutes ago, I think, was it Durwood that said Palace have scored, and then I checked the score and I said, who scored for Palace? And I was like, oh God, it's Munoz. Don't tell Pixel. Don't tell him. So I don't know if there's a rewind feature, but like 5 minutes ago, I was like, do not tell him. Don't tell him that Munoz has scored, even though he'll probably find out eventually. So yeah, I am fully aware of that. 2-0 Palace and a pen to Bournemouth. Have they scored? Yeah, Tavernier. From number 1 to Conference League. The thing is, and I felt this way a few years ago, if Liverpool can't get Champions League, I'd rather they just did not have Europe. I don't care about Conference League. I don't care about Europa League. And I appreciate it comes with financial rewards and all that, but if like I feel like it's more embarrassing to be in the Conference League than it is to just not be in Europe at all. Unless it's a team that traditionally does not qualify for Europe. Like if Wolverhampton Wanderers got into Conference League, that's amazing. Yeah, I was saying, do not tell him. Don't tell him that Munoz has scored. God. Well, the good news is it's only 4:30. I appreciate it's very dark outside, but it's not too late. It's the worst when you wait for a game and it's the 4:30 on Sunday, and then you wait the entire weekend, and then you put in a rubbish performance. That can kind of ruin. That can kind of ruin things. Chiesa's coming on for Isak. Well, I guess it is 68 minutes. I mean, Chiesa's one of those players, to be fair. Yeah, Chiesa magic. One of those players, to be fair, who will pass the ball. Like, at least he will. At least he will do that. I'm at that point. I wasn't at this point previously, but I'm at this point now. Oh, Calvin Ramsey's on the bench. Why is he not playing? But I'm at the point now where I would much rather start Chiesa over Salah, because Chiesa's gonna pass the ball at least. Gossip Grill says the fact Man City, Arsenal, and Tottenham are above is crazy. I mean, that last one's the worst one. And United is higher than you in the table is a curse. Yeah, that's when you know you're doing poorly. Like Man City ahead of you, no problem. Arsenal ahead of you, no problem. They're not going to win anything anyway. Doesn't make a difference. Tottenham ahead of you, no problem. But yeah, if United are higher than you, then you're doing something wrong. Would you rather be a master of music or cooking? I'm tempted to say master of music, because I feel like music is harder to learn than cooking. I can cook decently well, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly musical. So I'd probably go for that. What's your favorite kind of weather? The colder the better. In Netherlands last week it was like 5 degrees, which was great. I come back to England and it's like 1 degree. I mean, that's a bit too cold. But yeah, 5 degrees is pretty nice. Yeah, Chelsea are also ahead. I mean, I had something earlier that Liverpool are 10th. Oh, God. You can only laugh. I mean, you can laugh or cry. So it's always better to laugh. Salah loses the ball again. Good tackle by Van Dijk. I'll be a big Spurs cheerleader tomorrow. Who are they playing again? Is it Arsenal tomorrow? 4:30 kickoff. But yeah, about 20 minutes to go. Free kick to Forest. Right at the edge of the box. I mean, it's a dangerous position. It's right outside that semicircle. But it's probably too central. I mean, I've seen them go in from here. I'm a bit worried, but the wall blocks it. Okay, counter attack now. Counter attack. Don't wait forever. Why are you dribbling sideways? Okay, Ekatike. At least he tried something. At least he tried. He tried to beat his fullback and get into a scoring position. At least he tried. At least he didn't turn back and then pass it backwards. Gossip Girl, imagine United playing Champions League and Liverpool relegated. I'd rather not imagine that. Thankfully, they're not going to get relegated. Brighton Brentford 1-1. Everybody is scoring apart from Liverpool. Who scored for Brighton and Brentford? Welbeck. Oh, Dexter will be very happy about that. Imagine they almost do. To be honest with you, I don't think that will happen. Like, I appreciate they're going through bad form. For God's sake. Why does Sabazlai dummy the shot? It's like, bro, you're on the edge of the box. Just hit it. Please just hit it. And if it does not go in, there'll be some sort of deflection that somebody else will get on the edge of. What's this fetish of trying to walk the ball into the goal? Like, why do you need to get so close to the goal every single time? If you're on the edge of the box, that's good enough. Just take a shot. You should be able to score from there. You don't need to get like 5 centimeters away from the goal before a shot is taken. Ikram says that beard is unmatched. I appreciate that. It's getting a bit grey. Wayne says Liverpool won't be relegated. Yeah, they won't. They won't be relegated. Thankfully, there's a lot of teams who are a lot worse. Like Liverpool are playing badly, but there's many teams who are even worse. Where do you think they will end up? Wayne says not in Champions League. I mean, it depends. It depends if there's a change in tactics and if there's a change in the system, if you know what I mean. I mean, if the tactics are changed and if the system is changed, they'll certainly be up there. But the longer it goes on and the longer things are not changed, the less likely that looks. Like this to me looks like the same. And I appreciate Konate's come off now and Ekatike's come on. So I appreciate that's been a change. But that was done in response to going 2-0 down. If we consider the tactics before Liverpool went 2-0 down, it looked exactly the same to what they've been doing the past few games and it hasn't worked. So it depends. It depends if they change things up or not. Matthew says, so happy I'm not watching the game. Yeah. I'm jealous of you that you have not wasted. You have not wasted your weekend because you've not really missed much. Yeah, I mean, losing at home to Sean Dyche. There is no excuse for that. How's Alex doing? He was doing pretty good. The problem is, he keeps getting into good positions, but Salah doesn't want to pass to him because all of all of Liverpool's front line, they all think that they're the superstar and they all think they've got a God-given right to have a shot. So if Isak gets into a position, Gakpo doesn't pass to him because Gakpo tries to cut inside and take a shot. Salah also does not pass to him because Salah cuts inside and takes a shot. So they're not really making use of him, to be honest. It's the 12th game of the season. Jeez, that is true. We're not even at Christmas yet. I think you can kind of start making predictions around Christmas time, I think. Do you like the movement? Nope. Not in the slightest. Yeah, Wayne saying this being at Anfield is embarrassing, yeah. This and kind of many of the other games being at Anfield and losing those is embarrassing. Lost to Man United at home. If you lose to Forest at home, it's like, can you really claim it's a fortress if you're repeatedly losing at home? Japan, the Samurai. Speaking of Japan, I am going in February, which I'm looking forward to. I don't know any Japanese though. Do I need to learn Japanese? They aren't playing as a team. I agree with you. I say this. Oh, for God's sake, it's 3-0. It's 3-0. But who cares? It's 3 fucking nil, bro. It's 3-0. It's 3-0. But anyway, more interesting topic. I am going to Japan in February, which I am looking forward to. I switched to the Barcelona game. I don't blame you because you would have missed the third goal. The third goal that's just gone in. Oh, I look forward to the... I was going to say I look forward to the social media messaging, but I don't really look at social media these days. But it'll probably be full of, oh, we're going to go again. Yeah, we're going to dust ourselves off and go again. Oh, why didn't you go the first time, you clowns? You were born in February, nice. So it's your birthday in a couple of months. Pixel says, oh God indeed. Wayne says, losing 66 has had a bad intake on this. Perhaps it contributed, but I don't think that's the sole reason. Because I think for a lot of last season, 66 was out injured, but they still managed to get things over the line. Wayne is not particularly happy. But it's like again, what do they expect? Like, they tried the same effing thing that they've tried 1,000 times over against 1,000 other teams. Like, just change up the tactics. And bringing a new player on is not a tactical change. It's like, okay, take Dave off, bring Steve on. Take Mike off, bring Graham on. It's not really a change. It's not going to make any difference. This is why the Semenyo news doesn't really get me excited. You stick Semenyo in this team, it's not going to make any difference. I mean, Jesus could come back to life and be stuck in this team, and again, it'd make no difference. The problem is the tactics. The tactics are disjointed. Was it all defensive mistakes or Alisson not 100% full? I mean, to be honest, I was talking to Japan, the Samurai, about going to Japan when that goal went in, so I wasn't even paying attention, to be honest with you. Flick says Liverpool switch back to... To be honest, I watched Liverpool in the 90s. Liverpool in the 90s were better than this. This is like Roy Hodgson, 2011, those type of times. Even Brendan Rodgers' football was better than this. This is trash. This is straight up trash. Dan from Banbury says Slot needs to be fired. Slot has taken Liverpool backwards, not forwards. It's backwards, but it's also not just backwards. It's just like so far backwards. You know what I mean? It's not like 5 centimeters backwards. It's 20 meters backwards. Rather be at Old Trafford than Anfield at this point. Yeah. Chiesa has a shot, goes over. This game is pretty much gone, to be honest. Flick said, when 66 left, I cried. That's unfortunate. We don't have Jota, which was very difficult for the players, and Nunes going. The thing is with Nunes and Diaz, I appreciate they didn't do much. And that's still my opinion. But they did, their movement did create a lot of energy and did create a large distraction. For the opposition defenders, because they're like, oh my God, where's Diaz going to go? We have no idea. Where's Nunes going to go? Even Nunes has no idea. Whereas with Gakpo, you're not going to get that movement. I mean, he's still on the pitch. How's Gakpo still on the pitch? Salah takes a shot, because of course he does. So maybe the team's getting a bit too predictable. Yeah, this is this is not good, to be honest. I honestly thought this would be a straightforward win, not a 3-0 loss. Pixel says, who do Liverpool face next? I mean, hopefully a prison officer. You can lock them all away for crimes against football. Sarah says, I subscribe. Nice. I appreciate that. You gotta do laundry today. See, I could do laundry today, and to be honest, I do need to do laundry today, but it's not football laundry; it's the other laundry. But yeah, the plan was to just save the lucky shirt for the tough games, but at this point, every game is the tough game. It is funny. The one time I wore the lucky shirt was the one time Liverpool won a game. I feel like if I wear the lucky shirt for every single game, it would negate its power. Kavak says, honestly, don't see what he sees in Jones. Jones had the perfect opportunity, right? He had the ball squared to him at the edge of the box, and I was like, yeah, go for a shot. It's edge of the box. Shoot. And what does he do? Stops the ball, passes it sideways. At that point, I was like, okay, this is a waste of an afternoon. PSV should be a layup, to be honest. There's no layups at this point. We could play Liverpool's women's team and I'd be very, very concerned about this lot winning. Well, let's test it. And Wayne says you need that lucky shirt in all the games. I could do it, but the thing is, Then I have to wash it like every day. And then I have to do laundry every day. That's kind of why I have like 20 shirts, because I can go through each one, and then wash them together, and then go through each one again. So it's more out of laziness, to be honest. Kristen says, "What's up, buddy? Nothing much. The usual depression. How about you?" I said that as well. When the Brighton goal went in, I was like, "Who scored for Brighton?" Oh, it's Danny Welbeck. Dexter will be happy. So you're reading my mind today. Japan, the samurai says the main aspect is linking up as team and closing down opposition tactically and creating space. Yeah, I mean that's one of the aspects. What kind of irritates me is there's no cohesion. It just feels like three separate teams. The defense doesn't feel like the same team as the midfield, which doesn't feel like the same team as the attack. There's just no cohesion, if I'm honest with you. I got Welbeck to spite you. Fair enough. I probably deserve it for hating on Dexter so much. Gossip Girl says 2 channels. Yeah, I mean, I think four at the same time. But everyone's on different things. So Gossip Girl is YouTube. Pixel is Twitch. TikTok Knock is on TikTok. So yeah, I just do everything at once. Because I'm extra fancy like that. That's an interesting point. We use gay. Oh, everyone's leaving. Everyone's walking out. See, that I don't like. That I do not like. If you've gone to watch it, don't leave early. That irritates me. Because let's be honest, you're probably going to be walking home anyway. If you live locally, you're going to be walking home. Whereas if you're getting the train station's not far. I walk it there. I walk it to the train station. So what reason do you have to leave early? You have no reason to leave early. Just stay for the last few minutes. See, that irritates me. That irritates me. You want to celebrate when you're winning, but you don't want to stay when you're losing. Fans should get a full refund. They should, but if you leave early, you don't get a refund. That's what I say. Flix is on the second channel. You're on the widescreen, so you can see my room. What do you think? Is there anything you like in this room, or is there anything you don't like? You'll have to let me know. Gossip Grill is also on the wide one. Yeah, so there's vertical stream and there's a wide stream, which is where you can see more of the room. Bournemouth 2, West Ham 2. I mean, everyone's scoring apart from this bunch of clowns. Yeah, I don't. Again, I'm not judgmental. I'm more of a live your life as you want kind of guy. But like, if you leave early, I don't like that, because like there's other people who would not have left early. It's like going to an all-you-can-eat buffet, but like just finishing half the plate and like leaving half the food. You should get this. Oh yeah, everybody tells me I should. Slot was just using Klopp's leftovers from last season. I hear what you're saying. I guess the counterpoint to that would be, even Klopp couldn't win the league with those players. So Klopp couldn't win the league with Nunes, as an example. So Slot definitely did something last year. But yeah, not really seeing much this year, to be honest with you. They've been leaving since the third goal. That's even worse. That's pathetic. Yeah, he's telling me to get it. How much stoppage time? 5 minutes. Flick says lights are a W. Nice. I appreciate that. I think I might add some more. Actually, no, I have ordered some more on Black Friday. Another one for that shelf above that screen, and maybe another one over there. But yeah, I think it looks better like this. I think with the dark and then the lights in the background, I think that looks better. So appreciate the compliments. You watch them running back to get their refund. The American football team I support is always bad, but I still support them. Real supporters support win, lose, or draw. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, it's in the. I always kind of say it's in the name of the noun. Would it be a noun? Support would be a noun, right? So you support the team, whether they win, whether they lose, or they draw. When I was in Canada last month, when Liverpool lost the Chelsea game, I think I was saying when they lost the Chelsea game. So I was like, the Chelsea game was when I was on a flight. After I landed, I checked the result and we lost. And on that same day, even though we lost, I put my Liverpool shirt on when I was in Montreal. And then I was going to get shawarma. And the guy serving me shawarma, I said, "Why are you wearing the shirt? Liverpool lost today." And I was like, yes, exactly. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, because we lost. I don't just wear it when we lose. And then he looked at me like, oh, okay, that's novel. I'm of the mind to say if people leave early, then they shouldn't be able to get a ticket for the next game. I wouldn't like ban them permanently. But if you're walking out early, you shouldn't be allowed. Diogo Luna for USA. Who's that? Name looks familiar, but I'm not 100% sure who that is. Oh, Pixel will know who Diego Luna is. I will educate myself. Oh, he's an actor. I'm surprised people haven't said I look like him yet, because I apparently look like everybody with a beard. Oh, have I got the wrong Diego Luna? I'm like, oh, it's this actor. Ah, this guy. Ah, okay. I was like, wow, they're bigging up a movie star. Is he good? He certainly looks very happy. Jeffrey says there's no formation, no condemnation, no idea, no forward thinking, just pass the ball 30. I mean, all of that, you said 5 different things and all of it is 100% accurate. No formation, no cohesion. It's just, let's just stick these players on the pitch and they'll figure it out. It almost feels like because they've bought expensive players, they almost feel like the tactics are maybe not as important anymore because they've got these fancy players now, but the tactics are always important. Tactics are maybe even more important. But like, what's going to happen next game? Is it PSV midweek? Is it just going to be the same rubbish again? Like we say this every day. Every day there's a game, we say, He needs to change the tactics because these do not work anymore. Other teams have figured this out and he never changes it. 8 out of 10. Oh, as in he's an 8/10. Diego Luna, the player. Princey misses Klopp. I was speaking to Klopp yesterday. He says that he also misses you, Princey. You look like Diego Luna, says Pixel. As in the actor one, yeah, this guy. I couldn't look less like a person than this guy. But the other one, I can see it. Because he's got a beard, I guess. Do you have this dick sword? I mean, well, yes, but I think you mean Discord. Trying not to be profane. I do not know. No, I might need to get one. I don't really know what it is though. First, I need to find out what it is. But yeah, people do ask me, but no, I don't. Flix says Slot thinks the players will coach themselves. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what it kind of feels like. Like last year, there was more of an emphasis on tactics because you didn't have expensive players. Whereas this year, they do have expensive players. So it feels like, you know what, let's just stick them on the pitch and they'll figure it out. So you might be onto something. Maybe they are paying less attention to the tactics now that they've got expensive players. Pixel says you've got to get Dick Sword. I'll probably borrow the one that's on Kanate's head. Have a good evening, Fish. I will. It's like large group messaging, and I use it to show my Football Manager save. Oh right, okay, nice. I shall look into it. They're just running, yeah, mindless running, running around like headless chickens, running around. There's no order to the running. Like sometimes, like the forward line will press, but then the midfield will kind of sit back. Maybe that's the kind of the lack of cohesion in terms of the forward line presses, but the midfield doesn't. So then you just end up with a giant gap where the players are really high up the pitch, or the forward line is really high up the pitch, but then the midfield is really deep, and then that creates a giant gap in the half. So you might be onto something. Orange Cat says, what was the score? It was a score that only an orange cat could create. I'll send you an invite to mine. Oh, now I have to create one. I was trying to fob it off by that. Yeah, I'll look into it. Now I have to. Now I have to create one. I have an Instagram. Is it not like Instagram? I have an Instagram. I have a Instagram where Jonathan sends me abuse on a daily basis. Darren says, "Come on, Man City." Yeah, if Liverpool can't win the league, I'd rather City win it. Fish has been very quiet today. Fish was not particularly happy with the results. Pet, oh Pet, how are you doing? That's good. That's quite good. That is, to be fair. I like that. That's funny. See, if it's imaginative, I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. That's quite funny. I like that. That's gonna be in my head now for like a week. I hope you understand what you've done. The Barcelona game has more reason than this now. I think they're playing at the... Oh, they're 3-0 up. Lopez, Torres and Lewandowski. Must be nice to score a goal. Why not Chelsea? Because Arsenal and City. No, thanks. I think I'd rather City win it if Liverpool can't, because nobody supports City. So if City win it, it's almost like it didn't happen. But if City don't win it, I wouldn't mind Chelsea winning it. What's your favorite snack to enjoy whilst gaming? I don't eat whilst I'm gaming, because if I'm streaming gaming, I just feel like it's a. I wouldn't say I'm self-conscious, but it's just it would feel. It would feel a bit horrible watching somebody. But to be honest, other people eat and they don't look so bad. But yeah, me personally, I don't eat whilst whilst gaming. I'll have a drink. I'll have some water, and that's about it. To be honest. Flick says maybe switching is an option. As in what? Switch to the Barcelona game, or a different kind of switching. Where is it? Barcelona versus Athletic Club. It'll probably just be like the last 10 minutes though. What the F, bro? Where is it? User says, I need whatever you're on because I need to be calm like you, bro. Yeah. I just got back from holiday yesterday. So that's probably why I'm a bit more chill. I was in Netherlands last week, which was really nice. And I was in Canada last month, which was really nice. So during the international breaks, I go on holiday, which is quite calming. I can't lie. Is quite relaxing. But at this point, I might need to start going on holiday during the club football instead. I'm going to Italy next month. I'm going to miss the Spurs game, I think. Yeah, to Barcelona. Yeah, I've switched to that. Are you Salah's brother? I am, and to be honest, I'm the brother who's better at football. Do you have any pets? I do, but he lives at my parents' house, if that makes sense. So I had a cat, like when I used to live at my parents' house, I had a cat there, and I still have him. He's still alive. But when I moved into this house, which is my own house, I figured it'd be easier if we if I kept his environment the same, if that makes sense. So yeah, I do have a cat. I do pay his pet insurance every month. I do take him to the vet, but he lives at my parents' house. Do you think Haaland will score? I hope so, because he's in my fantasy football league. When are you going to show my cat? I mean, I can show you a picture of him, but he lives at my parents' house. The thing is, I've moved some of the photos because I run my own cloud server because I refuse to pay for cloud storage, so I've moved them to a different server. That's my cat. That's not my favorite picture of him though. See, you've got me looking at cat pictures now, which means I'm going to be here for a while. But yeah, he's kind of grey, like silvery type of deal. But yeah. Ah, yes. Stop the timer. How do I stop the timer? I don't remember. There you go. Haaland runs like he's on something. I mean, yeah, he runs like a robot. He runs like he's not human. But it works for him. He seems to kind of get into the right positions. Scores with his feet and also scores with his head. But yeah, I have got the Barcelona game on now. I mean, I could update the score to the Barcelona thing, but I can't be bothered. Yeah, do you have any cats or you have any pets? That actually does look like my cat, given it's grey. AS, which is potentially on a slot, says, what do you think of the crowd leaving early? I don't like it, to be honest. I think if you support a team, you should support a team when they win, when they lose, and also when they draw. But most crucially, kind of when they lose. I would go so far as to say, I think... So basically, when you go to Anfield, there's like a ticket thing on the wall, and you have to scan your ticket. You have to scan your ticket to kind of go in. To go in through the turnstiles. What I would do is when you leave, you also have to scan your ticket on the turnstile. And then what I would do is if you leave early, then the person who's left early shouldn't be able to get a ticket for the next game. I wouldn't say permanently, that's too far, but shouldn't be able to get a ticket for the next game. I think that's fair. So that's what I would do. You'd also have to scan your tickets on the way out. And if you're leaving like before the match is over, then they shouldn't be allowed to buy a ticket for the next game. That's what I would do. And then you'd solve the problem. People would not want to lose. Yeah, Liverpool wouldn't score if the timer went on. If Zidane had a brother, Haaland would be it. What makes you say that? To me, they're kind of different. They're different type of players. Sinus says, what a pathetic home game. It's time to get someone else. Yeah, it's I don't know what else to say, to be honest. There's losing at home, which you shouldn't do, but there's also like losing 3-0 at home. You know what I mean? Losing 3-0 at home. And they didn't really show anything going forward. They didn't really show any intensity. They didn't really show any urgency just to take a shot. What irritated me the most is whenever they'd get into like a shooting position, they'd always pass the ball. Like Slot has this whole thing, and because as Adebanyo Femi says, I'm tired of Slot. What I'm also kind of getting tired of is like the tendency to always wait for the perfect opportunity, but the perfect opportunity isn't necessarily always there in every single game. Sometimes you just have to take a shot. Just take a shot, because if you take a shot, maybe the ball will deflect off somebody, and then deflection might go in, or second ball might come from the deflection. You might score from that. It's just too patient. I'd say it's a bit too patient. Just waiting forever for kind of the perfect opportunity to arise. I just find it too patient. I just wish they kind of took a few more risks, to be honest with you. The way they're both built like trucks, fair enough. Should have been 4-0 to Forest. That disallowed goal looked perfectly legitimate to me. I think it might have been disallowed because of an earlier call, but Barcelona have scored, but it's been disallowed. But yeah, this is bad. I honestly thought. So I was away last week. I was in Netherlands last week, and the whole time I thought, okay, I'm gonna have a nice holiday, and then I'm gonna come back on Saturday, and it's gonna be an easy win. All week I've been thinking this has been an easy win, but clearly it's not. This is a really interesting point. Adebanyo is saying he's killed the high pressing of Liverpool, looking to play tiki-taka. I noticed that as well. There's not as much urgency in the pressing anymore. There's not as much aggression, and I think ultimately that is still the identity of most of the team. I appreciate they've bought a few new players, but ultimately Barcelona have scored a fourth. Ultimately, the identity of this team is a high pressing team. And now he's just trying to get them to kind of pass the ball around, play tiki-taka, as Adebanyo is saying. And the thing is, I'm not convinced these players are suited to tiki-taka. Like, he's trying to play tiki-taka with Kerkez. Kerkez is not a tiki-taka guy. Kerkez is a run up and down the pitch, put in a cross type of guy. I just don't understand it. He's just not playing to the strengths of the team. So I think you're right. Adebanyo says Slot has made a brat in the Premier League. He doesn't have the tactics or formation. Please bring in an experienced manager. What annoys me is the tendency to repeatedly do the same thing every single game. Every single game, we're going to play 4-3-3. And some people call it 4-2-3-1. Some people call it 4-3-3. It's the same bloody thing. Play 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. We're just going to sit back. We're not going to show any aggression. And we're going to get our fullbacks to invert into the middle of the pitch. That just doesn't work. Other teams know what you're going to do. If other teams know what you're going to do, you're not unpredictable. And if you're not unpredictable, that gives you less of a chance to win. He just keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Is that not the definition of insanity? Trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome? Like, I don't mind, like, okay, you get a couple of losses here and there, no problem. That's life. You don't always win at life. But then change things around. Change things up. He changed things for the Frankfurt game. And Liverpool won that game 5-1. Scored 4 goals. But now, like, he's just doing the same thing over and over again. And if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, the same thing, you're going to have the same end result. Snus says 450 spent and we got 6 wins. 6 wins and 6 losses. I didn't know it was that bad. -1 or -2 goal difference. This is a crisis. FSG have backed Slot. This is all on Slot and his system, and lazy football is just awful. Yeah, I agree. I do think this is a system issue. I do think this is a tactical issue. I think the players are good. And the players are certainly good enough not to be losing 3-0 to Nottingham Forest at home. So I do think it's a tactical thing. And again, what kind of irritates me is if something doesn't work, he just doesn't change it. If something doesn't work, he'll bring a different player on. But if you bring a different player on into the same system, it's not gonna make much of a difference. This is why, like, I'm not even getting excited about the Semenyo rumors. Because what difference is Semenyo gonna make? Whoever you put into this team, it's not going to change anything. Take care, Dawood. Hope you have a good afternoon. Time to watch City win, yeah. Fingers crossed. Pro Skills says Liverpool losing against everyone, but why Real Madrid lost to them? I mean, Liverpool seem to be doing a bit better in Europe. I mean, they beat Real Madrid, they beat Frankfurt. I think they lost to Galatasaray. I don't know, maybe it's a thing, and again, I'm speculating. But, like, maybe it's a thing where if Liverpool think the no, it doesn't really make sense. I was going to say if Liverpool think the opposition are going to be strong, they try harder, but they also lost to Man City. I think what it could be is maybe Real Madrid came to play and Nottingham Forest didn't come to play, but that's not a criticism on Nottingham Forest. If you know Nottingham Forest are not going to come to play, it's up to the manager to try and figure out a solution. It's just the same rubbish tactics game after game, and it doesn't matter if you buy Semenyo, it doesn't matter if you reincarnate Lionel Messi as an 18-year-old and stick him back into this team. If you play the same formation, nothing's going to change. Liverpool down to 11th. That's even worse than the 10th. Gakpo don't ever press. So this is the thing. Because again, last year they had Diaz and they had Gakpo. So for argument's sake, kind of start with Diaz, and if that doesn't work, try Gakpo. Or you can start with Gakpo, and if Gakpo doesn't work, you can try Diaz. But I think the difficulty is you've lost Diaz, but you haven't replaced him. So you're kind of constrained to kind of always playing Gakpo on the left. So you've lost that unpredictability. Because the thing is with Diaz, he was more of like a pacey, tricky type of winger, which is good for certain games. Whereas Gakpo is more of an inside forward, which was good for other types of games. But at the very least, the other team would not know what you were going to do on the left-hand side. The other team would not know, are they going to start Gakpo or are they going to start Diaz? Whereas now, teams always know, that you're going to have Gakpo on the left. So you don't have any sort of productivity or unpredictability there. And they said in the summer, okay, we don't want to sign a Diaz replacement because we have Rio. But Rio's not even playing. So in effect, you've gone from one left winger change to two. One left wing option, sorry, two left wing options down to one. Pro Skill says, I think Real Madrid was, they didn't have the best game, to be honest. Some of the players are not playing for Slot again. They just don't like his system. What I noticed as well, like there was a lot of kind of shrugging of shoulders and like kind of shoulders drooping down, and that's not a good sign if you kind of see that. He doesn't have tactics, and the ones that he loves, he keeps, and he benches the others with no reason. Yeah, I do think it's a tactical thing, but So it's the tactical thing, like Semenyo is not going to really make much of a difference. I mean, he'll make a bit of a difference, but not a significant difference. So it's a tactical thing. So I think ultimately the manager needs to change the tactics or the manager won't be here much longer. Everton might be above us. United, I mean, if Everton and United are going to be above us, that is the definition of a crisis. I can't lie. How good was Ricky Lambert? I mean, he was very good for Southampton. I always find it a bit weird how he kind of got the number 9 shirt when he signed. Didn't have a great time at Liverpool, but I think he was brought in to replace Suarez, which is perhaps a bit unfair, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think he was a lot better. He was a lot better at Southampton, to be honest with you. Arch Cheddar says Mo isn't fast enough. Yeah, and he's too predictable. Anytime he gets into an ounce of space, he just goes for a shot. He just instantly goes for a shot. So he's just a bit too kind of predictable as well, to be honest. Roger says, will Slot get fired if he keeps this up? I mean, probably, yeah. The thing is, they probably won't pull the trigger on it just yet. But I think if this continues, yes. I think if this continues, it will. But it's a question of when, to be honest with you. Right now, to be honest with you, he probably won't get sacked. Who is it that would ultimately sack the manager? Who is it that would sack the manager? It wouldn't be Richard Hughes, I don't think. It would probably be Michael Edwards, right? That would sack him. Michael Edwards is the head of football. So it'd probably be Edwards that would sack him. So I think what you really have to consider is not will Liverpool sack him, it's more will Michael Edwards sack him. The way I see it, this might sound a bit silly. I mean, coming from me, most things are a bit silly. But the way I see it, Michael Edwards likes Liverpool, but Michael Edwards likes Michael Edwards more than he likes Liverpool. So Edwards is going to care about his job more than he cares about other things. So from Edwards' perspective as an individual who has a job, is he going to put his own job in jeopardy by firing Slot right now? I'm just trying to understand. Like, I know we all say as football fans, yeah, sack him. But is the head of football... Because right now, I don't think Edwards is at risk. Because Edwards engineered a very good summer with respect to transfers. So all the risk right now is on Slot. Yeah. So all the risk right now is on Slot. So I don't think Edwards would sack him and then bring somebody else in, because if the somebody else comes in and fails, then the risk would transfer onto Michael Edwards. So then his job is at risk. So therefore, I don't think he would fire Slot just yet. But he would have to potentially take action eventually, I think. Liverpool only needed to sign Hugo in the summer. They needed to sign more than that. But you might need to clarify this. Do you mean they shouldn't have let Diaz go and they should have just have signed Ekatike and just let Nunes go? They needed to sign a right back though, right? With what's his name? With 66 going. How good was Bobby Duncan? Is that Gerrard's cousin? Not great, to be honest. We need 2 or 3 defenders. Go get Bastoni. Mark Gay, someone else. Sal Canate, Sal Gomez. We don't need attackers. Okay. Bastoni, I would love. But realistically speaking, I just feel, number one, it's difficult to get players out of Italy. And number two, he would be very expensive in January. Like Bastoni, I would love, but for January, I just don't see that happening. Whereas your second one, Mark Gay, that will happen. I think that will happen in January. In terms of Konate, he's absolutely useless. His head's in Madrid. But there was another player last year whose head was also in Madrid. And look how that turned out. Go get Klopp interim for the rest of the season. That won't happen. To be honest, that won't happen. Because we all know Edwards don't like Klopp. Klopp don't like Edwards, as far as we're aware. And the thing is as well, I wouldn't want to jump to a short-term solution, because then I feel like we're just moving the problem to the end of the season. I'd want some sort of long-term solution now, rather than moving the problem to a later date, I'd say. Flicks is back. What was the Barcelona result? Was it 4-0? Yeah, give me a second. I'm just catching up. The thing is, if you're on TikTok, comments take a long time to come through on TikTok. On YouTube, they come through a lot quicker, because TikTok is slow AF. Like sometimes I get bits through. Like here, Nick says, don't sack Slot. 4-3-1-2 is the formation. Do you reckon? That to me is very defensive. So in your 4-3-1-2, are you saying 4 defenders and... But what do you mean? Who are the 3... Just let me know, who are the 3 midfielders here? Are they defensive midfielders or are they like central midfielders, and who would you particularly have? Vidge says, terrible today. Need Gahey ASAP. Yeah, to be honest, I think he will come in January, to be fair. I don't think they'll wait. Until but I don't think they'll wait until the summer. I think they'll just pay the money now, to be honest. Konate wanted 350k a week. I would not give Konate half of that, to be honest with you. For playing like Axel Disaster at Chelsea. Nah, bro, he don't deserve a new contract, especially not more money. Yeah. I mean, realistically, I would give him a new contract purely to protect his value as an asset. But does he deserve it? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, if he's willing to sign a contract on respectable wages, I would do that. But yeah, I just don't think his first choice quality. Like even today, like his whole deal is supposed to be okay. Maybe he's not the best with the ball at his feet. Is the City game starting? I might just put that on. I'm so behind on my exercise. Actually, I'm not as behind as I thought. But yeah, with Konate, it's unfortunate that Leone got injured, because I think if Leone had not gotten injured, he'd probably be starting. Flick says, I hope Newcastle beats City. As dirty as it sounds, I'd rather City win. Because if Liverpool can't win the league, I'd rather City win it. Because if City wins it, nobody cares. Our XG was over 2, says Grease. Can't blame Slot for them not being able to finish the chances. I understand, but I think you can blame the manager to a certain degree, because this isn't like a isolated bad performance. It's a collection of bad performances. So I think there is blame that can be targeted at the manager. Like if this was just a one-off, I'd be like, okay, one-off. These things happen. But the thing that kind of irritates me is everybody up top, they all think they're the bee's knees. They all think they're the big shot. So like if Salah gets into a scoring opportunity, he'll take a shot. If Gakpo gets into a scoring opportunity, he'll take a shot. Whereas last season, like Murphy would play it to Isak. I feel like Murphy and Gordon, they knew that Isak's the big guy, so they would assist him. Whereas at City, they know that Haaland's the big guy, so they assist him. Whereas at Liverpool, they all think they're the big guy, so then nobody assists anybody. Aaron's lumped 20 quid on Klopp next manager. Wow. What are your returns on that? What do you get? Just out of curiosity. That would be wild, I can't lie. Haaland goes wide. Hamza stating how many days we're going to have to wait for Liverpool to win a game. Do the Ronaldo one if you choose to. The Ronaldo what? My mind's gone blank. I've been here for like a while. You'll have to remind me what I said because I don't remember. The Ronaldo one. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, let's hope City win this. I probably won't stay here forever. Hassan says, "Hi, Liverpool need a new manager, period. Who would you get, Hassan? Is there somebody in particular you have in mind?" I don't know who's on the market. There's Glasner from Palace, but everybody hated Glasner when he blocked the Mark Gay transfer. So is everybody going to like him now if he joins? But yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what the options are. To be honest, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised, and people are not going to like this, but I'd be surprised if he gets sacked before Christmas. Obviously, if this continues into Christmas and the New Year, then he will. But it wasn't the press conference for this game. It was a press conference for the Man City game. I don't know if you guys watched that. And if you didn't, that's fine because press conferences are pretty boring. But he said in the press conference, we've been really consistent. Just consistently bad. And then he laughed about it. So I think if you're making jokes, and again, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. But like if you're making jokes, we've been consistent. Yeah, we've been consistently bad. If that's the joke you're making in a press conference, then you're not under pressure in your job. You're not. Because if you were under pressure, you wouldn't be making that joke. So I don't think he's under pressure. I mean, of course he's under pressure, but I don't think he's at immediate risk of getting sacked, to be honest. Is that an emote by Flex? Oh, you're looking through your eyes. Is that what that means? Adebanyo says, "I really love Liverpool. Some players have to leave this club. Number one, the manager. Number two, Konate. The Konate one is interesting because his contract is up, isn't it? In about 7-8 months. Haaland through. To be honest, I won't stay here for this whole game. Yeah, with the Konate one, like, would you just not give him a new contract? Would you just let him go for free? Or would you give him a new contract and then sell him? But I agree, like, he has not been very good this season. Like, his whole deal, his whole deal is, oh, he's a big, strong guy, he's an athlete, which is fine. But then if the athlete is losing headers and losing duels, what's the point of it? What's the point of the athlete? Yeah, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if Klopp came back, to be honest. Jalil says, "How much longer do you give Slot? Each international would think he's turned the corner and he hasn't." I mean, it depends. It depends if a corner is turned or not. Like, for argument's sake, if they fully turn the corner, nothing's coming up, Steph. Like, for some reason, like, I've just seen that, but like nothing else is coming up. TikTok, the comments on TikTok, they're a bit weird. Like, the YouTube ones come through, but the TikTok ones, sometimes they lag, sometimes they don't come through. It's a bit weird. It might have been some sort of issue, but like, if you can just paste it again, maybe it was something weird going on. But yeah, each international we think he's turned the corner. He hasn't. In terms of kind of how much longer, it depends. It depends. If they fully turn a corner and suddenly they're winning games again, if they were started winning games at home, if they started winning games away from home, I'd be like, okay, no problem. Let's give it till the end of the season. Whereas if he does not turn the corner and they continue to lose games at home, to be honest, probably around Christmas time. Because if you get to Christmas time, at the very least, you can say, okay, you won the league, then you gave him half of the season. I think that's fair. We also have to also think about these things in terms of who would sack Slot. Like, nobody ever thinks about it from this side. But who would sack Slot? It's not going to be Richard Hughes that would sack Slot. It's going to be Michael Edwards. Because Michael Edwards is the head of football, right? And Michael Edwards, he likes Liverpool, but he loves Michael Edwards. So if he was to sack Slot and then the next manager is rubbish, Michael Edwards is then putting all of the risk on himself as an employee. Like, Michael Edwards he likes Liverpool, but he's not going to jeopardize his own job as the head of football. He was working as an analyst at Spurs like 5 years ago. He's got this amazing job as the head of football. Right now, there's absolutely no risk on Michael Edwards because Michael Edwards played a part in winning Liverpool the league and gave Liverpool an amazing summer. So Michael Edwards, as an employee of FSG, does not need to put any risk on himself at this point. All the risk right now, all the scrutiny right now is on a Slot. So Michael Edwards doesn't need to put that risk on him. If Edwards was to sack Slot tomorrow, and then he brings somebody else in, and then the next manager is rubbish, suddenly all that risk transfers to Michael Edwards. Because then the talk will be, okay, we had a league-winning manager and you sacked him in November and you brought in, I don't know, Enrique. And Enrique was even worse. Michael Edwards don't know what he's doing. So the way these things work, like he's not gonna get sacked. I reckon they'll give him until Christmas. Because if you were to give Slot until Christmas, then number one, I think Edwards' hand is going to be forced because eventually the risk that is on the manager will eventually transfer to the head of football. So I think around Christmas time, that's when it starts getting a bit risky for Edwards, and then he'll perhaps pull the trigger. But right now, he's not going to do it because right now there's no scrutiny on Edwards. All the scrutiny is on the manager. And Edwards likes Liverpool, but he loves his own job more. He loves his own family more. So why would he jeopardize his job? Like, why would he put himself in the firing line? He's not going to do that. Unless it gets to Christmas first, I'd say. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. Oh, God, that's how you know it's bad, when you say we need to bring Brendan Rodgers in. Adebanyo says, if I hear say Slot the next match, I go Vex. When is the next match? Is that PSV midweek or something? Yeah, I think it's PSG and it's West Ham, isn't it? Something like that. User says sack Slot doesn't change anything. Keep Slot says notification. Yeah, I think again, kind of as I was saying, all the risk and all the scrutiny now is going to be on the manager. It's not going to be on Michael Edwards. So Michael Edwards has no reason to sack him, because if Michael Edwards sacks him and then the next guy is rubbish, all the risk that is on the manager would transfer to Michael Edwards, because then people would say, hey, why did you sack a league-winning manager to get Enrique in, who's also rubbish? It's just the way these things work. Ooh, good header by Voltamade. I think at the very least, they will give him until Christmas, and then they'll probably reassess. At that time. They will reassess how's the team looking, how the performance is looking, how the tactics looking. But right now, on the 22nd of November, 2025, I'm trying to explain how this would work from like a business context. All of the risk is on Arne Slot. None of the risk is on Richard Hughes. None of the risk is on Michael Edwards. So none of those two need to take a rash decision, because if they take a rash decision and get it wrong, all the risk would then transfer to them, and then their jobs would be at jeopardy. They're not going to put their jobs at jeopardy because of Liverpool. I'm sorry, they won't. They won't do that. That's not how these things typically work. They typically work like this in other, like they might work like this at Nottingham Forest, where it's the owner calling the shots, because the owner is not really answerable to anybody. Whereas if Edwards sacks Slot tomorrow and then brings somebody else in, and the next guy is also rubbish, then suddenly Edwards' job is going to be at risk, and Edwards is not going to put his job at risk for Liverpool, even if he's a fan. I don't know if he is or not. Yeah, as Matt says there, he won't be sacked. I think at the very least they'll give him until kind of Christmas time. And Christmas time is the earliest if things do not kind of drastically improve. I got my fur. Oh, I got a delivery. That's coming later. That's not that. I was thinking that was my delivery. Volkanovski, Holloway, or Ortega. I'd put it in that order. Volkanovski number 1, Holloway number 2. I mean, Jose Aldo number 3. But Ortega in that list. Jalil says, but would they not see after each performance that the team's not got better? They would see, but like typically higher ups in an organization, they don't really pay attention. They don't really pay much attention to that. To be honest, they more look at kind of long-term trends, and August to November is not really a long-term trend, because sacking him has a cost attributed to it as well. So in all honesty, Edwards would maybe be slightly concerned. John Henry probably doesn't even know that Liverpool are playing today. Edwards is maybe slightly concerned, but he's not going to sack the manager yet, because again, Edwards' hands are clean. If you think about it, because Edwards is going to say, I won Liverpool a league last year, and I got Liverpool Isak, and I got Liverpool Wirtz, and I got Liverpool Kirkers. Edwards' hands are clean. Edwards is not at risk. So Edwards is not going to put his own job at risk because of Liverpool. He's just not going to do that. I think at Christmas they will reassess. Adebanyo says, I really love your content. Appreciate that. How can I keep following you, and when do you come live? Much love from Nigeria. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. You'll see, you're on YouTube. So on YouTube, like I create the stream the day before, so you'll see it, if that makes sense. So just if you subscribe on YouTube, you'll basically see when the next streams are. Because I typically create the stream the night before for the next day, if that makes sense. I don't know if I've explained that terribly. I might have done, but you'll see. Gang says, hi, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm now disappointed. Indeed. Welcome to the club. It's not a good performance. Slot is 100% getting sacked. He could get sacked. He is at risk of getting sacked. I just don't think he's going to get sacked today. I think if these performances continue, realistically, the earliest they'll sack him is probably around Christmas time. But like, it's not going to be, sack him today. That's not going to happen. Jalil says a lot of people after this game calling for Slot to be sacked. Pressure is slowly building. Pressure is building, but to be honest, people inside the club, they'll pay absolutely no attention to what goes on outside the club. They don't care. There's pressure every year to sign players. They don't sign players. Like, they won't really listen to what is happening outside the club. They'll have their own kind of internal plan, to be honest. Adebanyo says, which country are you? I'm from England, UK. What's your name? My name's Umar. Umar. I'll put it in the chat for you. There you go. Angie's waiting for a job. I mean, Angie would be fun for about 2 weeks, but I think it'd give me a heart attack in the 3rd week, to be honest with you. Malda is very happy. I am not happy, but I'm glad somebody is. I timed my holiday really well. I went on holiday last week and I just got back. Yesterday, so I'm refreshed. Somebody said earlier, how you keep being so calm? What's your secret? That's the secret. I go on holiday like once a month. Thanks so much. No problem. Adebanyo says, I wish I could meet you one-on-one. Yeah, maybe one day. I could visit Nigeria. Could be fun. I think football's very big in Nigeria. Lots of football fans there. Hassan says, what would one do differently to what Slot is currently doing so as to start winning games? That's a good question. Me personally, number one, I would like to see the fullbacks more wide. Like if you look at Kerkez, for example, Kerkez's strength is getting up and down the pitch, running all the way to the top, running all the way back, running all the way to the top, running all the way back. But with Kerkez, he has him diagonally running into the middle of the pitch, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to turn Kerkez into a midfielder? He's a fullback, and maybe back in the day he would have been a winger. I'd keep the fullbacks out wide, and I would perhaps keep the midfield maybe a bit more compact. It just seems like there's too big of a gap between them. If keeping them more compact doesn't work, I'd maybe look at changing formation. Maybe play like a 4-4-2 or something. But I'd say the two biggest problems are the width of the fullbacks, number one, and number two, the midfield just doesn't seem compact enough. And if that doesn't work, change the formation. Jalil says, do you think players have lost faith in Slot? It's certainly possible. And it could be a case of maybe certain players have and certain players have not. What I didn't like today is when things were not going well, I saw a lot of shoulders dropping down. When your shoulders drop, and a lot of when they stick their arms up, that's not a good sign. So I'd say certain players, it's definitely possible. Yeah, I mean, as David has kind of phrased it there, the body language of the players, in terms of just slopey shoulders and sticking their arms up when it doesn't go. That's not good. That I don't like. Body language of the player is not good. No high press. Yeah, I agree with you there. It's very lethargic and very kind of laid back. It's almost like they expect the ball just to kind of go to their feet. It's like you don't have magnets on your toes. Go for it. Go for the damn ball. Too easy to play through. Yeah. And I think what I'd perhaps add to that is I don't feel like they're taking enough risks. They're just passing the ball around till the end of eternity, waiting for the perfect opportunity. But the perfect opportunity doesn't always exist. Sometimes you got to take the 50% opportunity. And in this game, like, I was screaming at the screen at certain sections saying, just kick the ball forwards, just kick it forwards. It's like they're passing it around the box, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Just kick it forward. You might get a deflection. You might score. The ball might pinball to Isak's feet and Isak might kick it in. They just feel a bit too risk averse. And I think being risk averse comes from having a lack of confidence. And maybe that's part of it as well. I just feel like they're just doing the same thing over and over again. It's just not working. Paul says, I'm not happy. I love Liverpool so much. Yeah, you have every right not to be happy. It was a poor performance, and it's not a poor performance in isolation. It's a collection of poor performances. And I just think if you have a collection of poor performances, try something different. Like if you tried the same thing 76 times and it hasn't worked, try something else the next time. Steve says, I agree, we wait and slow things down until the perfect moment, which never comes. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. I think the downside to doing that is if you slow things down and just wait and wait and wait and wait for the perfect opportunity, in the time that you're waiting, the other team has suddenly gotten 8 players back because you're taking so long, because there's just no urgency in what you're doing. I just want them to take more risks because the perfect opportunity doesn't always exist. Like if you look at the Nottingham Forest corner, for example, that wasn't the perfect opportunity, but they took a risk, and it paid off. They just feel too risk averse and just too scared. It's just very frustrating, and there's rumours about kind of Semenyo joining, and I just don't see how that's going to make a significant difference. It's just one more player in the same risk-averse, boring tactics. It's not going to change things. It's not going to change things significantly. Rio Kingsman thinks Slot will be gone, whereas OVW says that's not going to happen. To be honest, I don't think it will happen. I think they'll give him until Christmas time at the very least, and they will reassess at that time. Voltamade's getting quite a few opportunities here. I've got the City game on. I should have specified. Adebanyo says this is the worst Liverpool performance in 101 years. It will certainly be up there. Somebody earlier, they compared it to Brendan Rodgers football, and I was like, Brendan Rodgers football was not this bad. Sorry, no. They compared it to 90s football, and I was like, I remember watching Liverpool with Roy Evans, and then Roy Evans and Gerard Houllier together. It wasn't this bad. You at least had opportunities. There was at least the 5-1 against Chelsea, which I still remember, those games against Newcastle. At least Liverpool would score in the 90s. This is turgid and lethargic. This is like Roy Hodgson football. David says we played well, not taking our chances. It's frustrating. The way I see it is everybody thinks that they're the big shot. So if Salah's in a scoring opportunity, he'll try and whack it at the goal. If Gakpo's in a scoring opportunity, he will try and whack it at the goal. No one wants to pass the ball to the 130 million striker in the middle, because everybody thinks they're the big shot. Everybody thinks they're the star of the show. Whereas when Isak was at Newcastle, Murphy knew that Isak is the star, so Murphy would pass it to Isak, and Gordon on the left would pass it to Isak. They knew Isak's the star. Whereas at Liverpool, they all think that they're the star. I mean, even look at City. At City, they all know that Haaland's the star, so they pass it to him. Whereas at Liverpool, they all think they're all the star, so nobody passes the ball. They all just try and whack it at the goal, and nothing ever happens. Doing the same thing repeatedly, yeah, it is literal insanity. Like, I appreciate, okay, maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe you just wanted a confirmation and a second confirmation that this is not working. But do you really need 83 confirmations? just try something different. Yeah, I agree. They'll give him till Christmas. I think if there's not a significant upturn, or maybe not significant upturn, if there's not some sort of upturn, they might sack him around Christmas time, but they're not going to sack him today. Like, a lot of people say, get him out of the club right now. That's not going to happen. Because again, as I was explaining earlier, who is it? Because if you think about this, logically, who is it that sacks the manager? Who is it that sacks the manager? Okay, that's an open-ended question. But in Liverpool's case, it would be Michael Edwards that would sack the manager. And right now, none of the risk is on Michael Edwards' plate. Because from Michael Edwards' perspective, he delivered the league title last year, and he also delivered a bunch of players. So there's no risk on Michael Edwards' plate. And Michael Edwards, he might like Liverpool, but he loves his own family more. So he's not going to risk his job to sack Slot and then potentially risk bringing somebody else in who's also useless. That's not going to happen. Right now, Edwards does not need to take the risk. Because Edwards likes Liverpool, but he's going to love his own job more. He doesn't need to take that risk to fire somebody and then bring somebody. Because if he does fire him, and then he brings in another manager, and then the next manager is also not very good, then suddenly the risk will be on Michael Edwards. Because then the owners will say, hold on, this guy has brought in 2 managers now, and he's had to sack both of them. That's not the way it will work. He'll give him until Christmas at least. If there's some sort of upturn, then he probably won't sack him. But if there's no significant upturn, there's a chance. Adebanyo says, don't be surprised that Slot finish the season with Liverpool. They don't sack coaches. Yeah, it's not really a club that has a history of sacking coaches during bad times. They give coaches space. They give coaches opportunity. Like, if you just had to say, okay, just make a random guess. And if you get the guess right, you win £1 million. So let's say, has he missed that? Harvey Barnes has just completely missed, like, a completely open goal. I could have scored that. But if you had to, if you said to me, is Slot going to be here at the end of the season, yes or no? And if you get it correct, you win £1 million. I'll say he's probably still going to be here. That would be my guess. I'm not saying that's correct or incorrect. I'm just making a guess. Hassan says, I feel Gakpo... I agree. I feel Gakpo and Salah are too predictable when they have the ball at their feet. I agree. Because if Gakpo gets the ball, what's he going to do? He's going to cut inside onto his right foot and then take a shot. If Salah gets the ball, what's he going to do? He's going to cut inside onto his left foot and take a shot. It is far too predictable. And the thing is with Diaz, perhaps Diaz wasn't the most clinical and perhaps didn't deliver the most numbers, but at the very least you could say he was unpredictable. Because you didn't know, is he going to cut inside? Is he going to go wide? Is he going to go to the touchline? Is he going to take on the fullback? So Liverpool have lost a large degree of unpredictability. Núñez was even more unpredictable because I was saying you don't know what Diaz is going to do. But with Núñez, even Núñez didn't know what Núñez was going to do. Like, Núñez had no idea what he was going to do. And I think perhaps there is strength in unpredictability. But yeah, right now it's too predictable. If Salah or Gakpo get into half a shooting chance, they're gonna take a shot. So you just know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I think the players are there. I think these certainly are not players that should be losing 3-0 to Forest and losing all these games. I just think it's a tactical thing. Jamie says, need a consistent right back starting. I don't care if Szoboszlai, Robertson needs to start. The trouble with the right back situation is the injuries. Frimpong's injured, and Connor Bradley gets injured whenever he gets out of bed. My view is, I feel like Szoboszlai is the engine of the team. Even when things are going badly, he still seems to be trying. Which I guess might make him future captain material, but that's a separate discussion. But for me, he's the engine of the team, so I would want to see the engine in the middle. I'd want some like right back Frimpong or Bradley, and if they're both injured, play Calvin Ramsey, the Scottish guy. Play a natural right back. I just think you need Szoboszlai in the middle. Szoboszlai is the most important player for me. David doesn't like Gakpo. He's too inconsistent. I'd play Rio. I mean, yeah, it's an option. It's an option, and it's good to have options. That's another thing. Where last year you had Diaz and you had Gakpo, so other teams or opposition teams before the game they didn't really know who's going to start. Like, is it going to be Gakpo or is it going to be Diaz? You'd never know. So you had that. So then opposition teams kind of didn't really know how to set up last year because they didn't know who was going to be on the left. Whereas this year, you know, you can be 100% sure it's going to be Gakpo on the left. And you can be 100% sure it's going to be Salah on the right. So they've lost that unpredictability. I think Rio is an option. And if Gakpo's not performing, yeah, start him. I mean, it's PSV midweek. The only difficulty with starting Rio against PSV is it's the evening, so it might be past his bedtime. But if there's any earlier games where he doesn't have to go to school the next day, certainly an option. Saved. Haaland almost scored. Noel says Liverpool ruined my Aka. I'm sorry to hear that. It feels like Liverpool are ruining everybody's day today. Did you have them in there to win or to draw? But yeah, Liverpool letting everybody down. Charlotte says, bro. Is it because I said I was going half an hour ago? Have any like post-match interviews or excuses come out? I'm just having a look before I go. I've been here for like 3.5 hours. My legs have turned to mush. Gakpo out. Isak, Rio on the left. Ekitike striker. Salah right wing. Verts attacking midfielder. I mean, it's something different. It's something different. If you know, at this point, I'd be willing to try anything different. I'd maybe say I'd keep Isak central, but yeah, maybe Ekitike on the left. Maybe Ekitike and Isak up top together. Who knows? Harry says, hello, how are you? Oh, I think you can guess how I am. But in general, not bad. I got back from holiday yesterday, which was pretty nice. I am going on holiday again in 3 weeks, which will also be pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to escaping this nonsense. Apparently, it says many are waiting to take Slot's position, which again, that doesn't really say say much. If you're the Liverpool manager, of course, lots of people want that job. Ekitike on the left is okay, but he has to start. What I like about Ekitike is he delivers, he gets goals. He also gets assists as well. And he's also quite energetic. He's quite powerful. He's effective. And he Ekitike as well. He plays like he has something to prove. Which is good, right? Which is good. I mean, maybe I would try kind of Ekitike on the left. But why doesn't he just do this, right? So Ekitike on the left, but kind of more centralized. A bit more centralized, because whilst he can play on the wing, he's better as a striker. So Ekitike on the left as an inside forward, but then instead of losing the width, you just play Kerkez very wide left, because that's Kerkez's strength. So maybe you play Ekitike as an inside forward on the left. And then use what's his name, Kerkez on the wide left. Zach says, how you feeling, mate? To be honest, not bad. I've been on holiday last week and I just got back yesterday, so I appreciate that. A bit tone deaf given the circumstances, but me personally, I'm all right. If I didn't have a break last week, I'd probably be a lot more effed off. Yeah, I mean it's something different. I think they need to just try mixing it up. If you tried the same thing 1,000 times and it doesn't work, just try something different. At the very worst, the different thing you try also doesn't work. But like at the very worst, your option B doesn't work, but your option A doesn't work anyway. Harry, your previous message has not come through. It just says, if you look, you just said hi, and then your first message says hi, and the second one says, I also let her kill me. And I'm like, what? You're missing something, and it's not coming up. I also let her until she started getting confident. Then I tried to let her win. Yeah, your middle message has not come up. If I am to guess, is this the girl that you like, and are you playing like Call of Duty or something? Also put a big smile on her face by saying a few words. That's always good. But who is the her? You've not told me who the her is. I'm just trying to understand, like, is it who it is, so I can frame a appropriate response. Mr. Plank says, haha. Glory, glory. I won't finish that. But did I say I was in Netherlands last week and I saw the Queen of Netherlands. That was pretty cool. I saw the Queen and the King of Netherlands. They were just a few meters away from me. We're a shambles. The whole philosophy needs changing. Slots tactically inept to the point of ridicule. I like that. It's strong words, and they are also accurate words. The tactically inept, I agree with you. I just feel like he's trying the same thing over and over again. It just doesn't work. Having Kerkez cut inside instead of staying out wide, I find completely bizarre. Like, I appreciate it. Okay, maybe you can get tactics wrong for the first few games, but it's the stubbornness with which he's sticking to the same thing over and over again. City have just missed again. It's like, just change it up. Play Kerkez out wide left. Maybe play Ekitike and Isak up top together. Just change it up. Just change it up slightly, because it's doing the same thing over and over again. When it doesn't work, it's just insanity. Ah, yeah, this is what didn't come through. Last night I was playing Fortnite with a girl I like. I killed someone and I gave her chills. Ooh, I think you're in there. I think you're in there. This is positive news. Were you like playing on the same team? Because you can play like squads, right? So is that what you were playing? Also, been comforting her for her last. You're basically already in there. I think you need. Are you gonna like ask her out? Or are you gonna wait a bit longer? But it's good to hear. It's good to hear things are going well. Mr. Plank says, "I'm just teasing, bit of banter." Yeah, all good. That's why I could say the first half, but I couldn't quite finish it. Nancy says, "My headphones broke." Yeah, I can reply if you say something. Forrest could have at least bought Liverpool dinner before going to town. I mean, I was gonna make a really distasteful joke there, but I didn't. I resisted the urge. Ah, you were playing duos. Then taught her as well to play a bit better. Nice. I think you're pretty much in there because I know that this might sound a bit stereotypical, but most girls don't like Fortnite, I think. So if she's willing to play Fortnite with you, it would be basically like you willing to go to a Taylor Swift concert with her. You know what I mean? So the fact that she's playing Fortnite with you, that's a good sign. Because most like if she didn't like you, she wouldn't be doing that. She'd say let's sing Billie Eilish songs instead. So I think you're in there. It's good news. It's good news. Do you think Slot will be slacked? Slacked? Jesus, I'm combining words. I don't think he's at risk yet, but I think if things do not significantly improve by Christmas time, I think there is potentially a risk that he could get sacked. Snapey says the issue for me is his rigid adherence to a style that doesn't bear fruit. There's actually lots of good points in here, so we need to take this one by one. The issue for me is his rigid adherence to a style that doesn't bear fruit. Yes, agree 1,000%. And if percent were out of, I know they're out of 100, but if percent were out of 1,000,000, I'd agree 1,000,000%. He's just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I have no problem with someone trying something a handful of times, but if it doesn't work a handful of times, why rigidly kind of stick to that? Specifically about that, I don't like the fact that he keeps, and it must be a tactical instruction, but I don't like the fact that Kirkes and Robertson, basically whoever's playing left back, seem to be instructed to come into the middle of the pitch. Those guys need to stay out wide, get up and down the pitch and kind of put crosses in. He's made excellent players into robotic zombies. Yeah, Kirkes with the breaks. The thing is with Kirkes as well, whenever he plays for Hungary, and I appreciate the level of opposition isn't quite the same, but you can see that he's utilized different for Hungary. He's a lot more wide, whereas with Liverpool's system, there is a insistence or an insistence on him coming into the middle of the pitch, which I think is concerning because his strength isn't necessarily on the ball. It's more dribbling and putting a cross in. Whereas if you bring Kirkes into the center of the pitch, number one, you lose the ability to put a cross in because he's in the middle. And number two, you lose the dribbling because suddenly there's a lot more players around him. So that to me is the most glaring thing. Kirkes' strengths are dribbling and putting crosses in. If you put him in the middle of the pitch, he's unable to execute those two strengths. And the rubbish that we see is the rubbish that occurs. So Bosley right back, yeah. So Bosley, for me, he's the engine of the team. He gets up and down the pitch. I'm also seeing him in a bit of a leadership role because even when things are not going particularly well, he's still willing to put the effort in. He's still willing to put the miles in. So given how influential he is, I want to see him in the middle. I appreciate there are concerns at right back because Frimpong is injured and Ekitike is not Ekitike, sorry. Bradley is also injured. But then play Calvin Ramsey. Calvin Ramsey is decent. Calvin Ramsey is good enough not to lose 3-0 at home to Forest. So I think Sabazlai might be the most important player and I want to see him in the middle. Harry says, well, she gave the idea. I mean, you're in there. You're in there. You're basically already in there. If she's saying to you, let's play Fortnite, I think you need to ask her out. Wanjay, the Orange Cat, says glory, glory. I mean, could be glory, glory, Nottingham Forest, to be honest. Harry says, have you been watching I'm a Celebrity? I'm not. I was in Netherlands last week. I was in Amsterdam. And then I went to The Hague in Netherlands, where I was walking down the street in Netherlands. And then a car pulled up. And the King and the Queen of Netherlands got out. True story. There was a police barricade and I was just following Google Maps, right? And I'd got inside the barricade and I was looking around and there's all people crowded around the barricade, whereas I'm in the inside and I'm like, oh shit, am I supposed to be here? And then when I'm inside the barricade, a car pops out and I didn't know who they were at the time. But two very fancy looking people come out. And then once I managed to get to the other side out of the barricade, I then asked somebody, I was like, who was that got out of the car? And they said, that's the King and Queen of Netherlands. So that's my claim to fame. But yeah, no, I was in Netherlands last week. I've not seen anything. I've heard that Kelly something is in it, but I've not seen any of it. Jonathan says, hi bro, how are you, Jonathan? Isak be blaming himself silently. Why did I come to this beautiful club by the time of crisis? Yeah. I mean, Isak and Wirtz, to be honest. I kind of feel bad for them that they kind of put their faith and they put all their chips in the Liverpool basket and this is how it's turning out for them. Again, I just feel like a lot of this is kind of tactical. If the manager, I think the manager's got one of two choices. Either he changes the tactics, which is option A, or option B, he doesn't change the tactics. But I think if he doesn't change things, he'll probably get sacked. It's just the way it is. She loves it. She wanted to play with me. She also loves bikes. Oh, nice. Is there bikes? Is there bikes on Fortnite now? There were cars back in my day. But bikes must be a new edition. Jonathan is here. Says up the Cheld. It's been a long time since I've been here. I've not been around for last week. I was in Netherlands last week, so you haven't missed much, to be fair. But yeah, hope you are good, Jonathan. We've just watched Liverpool lose another game of football, which seems to be an all too regular occurrence, if I'm honest with you. Hassan says, my personal opinion, Kirkes and Frimpong were not good buys as defenders. The few games Frimpong played, he never impressed me as a defender. Instead, he constantly got into Salah's way. Yeah, I mean, I think they were good. I think they were good purchases. I think they're good players. So Kirkes was in the team of the season last year. Frimpong was part of the Leverkusen unbeaten team. I appreciate it was a different formation, but leave that to a side for a second. I just think the tactics are not getting the best out of those players. Kirkes I want to see wide, and to be honest, Frimpong I also want to see wide. I just don't think they're getting the best out of these players. They've bought Kirkes and Frimpongs whose strengths are kind of getting up and down the pitch, and they're just not they're just not using them to get up and down the pitch. They're having them invert into the middle of the pitch, which is insane. Jonathan says Harry is raising up the baddies. Indeed, he is. He may need to give us some advice on his methods. Will you do Chelsea versus Barcelona? Possibly. I'm not 100% sure yet. There's a chance. It's on Tuesday, isn't it? Maybe. I'll have a better idea. We'll have a better idea later in the week. But anyway, I've been here for 3.5 hours, man. Adebanyo says, I don't agree with what Hassan said. Both Frimpong and Kirkes are good buys. Yeah. I think they're good players. It's the coach that's a bad buy. Yeah, I think it's the tactics. I think the tactical setup is not suited to their strengths. Is not suited to their strengths. And that's on the coach. It's on the coach to get the best out of the players. And I just unfortunately don't think he's doing that at the moment. Jonathan says, up Jonathan Terry, everyone hide their wife. Thankfully, that's less of a concern now he's older, but it's never not a concern. Let's put it that way. Hassan says Kirkes is better suited for mid-table side, not for Liverpool. Fair enough. I mean, that's I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think he's a better player than what he's showing. Like, my kind of concern is with Kirkes. His strength is getting up and down the pitch. You know, getting all the way to the byline and then putting a cross in and then running all the way back. The kind of concern I have is they're not using Kirkes correctly. So with Kirkes, where's my hand? He needs to be going up and down, up and down, up and down. But they're having Kirkes diagonally come into the middle. Like, he keeps coming into the midfield. Which for me is tactical insanity. Josh, who is definitely not a Liverpool fan, is not doing a magnificent job. Yeah, they're not playing like a team. In fact, they're playing like three separate teams. I feel like the defense, the midfield, and the attack. They feel like three separate teams, not one combined team. And to be fair, even Forest today, Forest looked like one unit, one combined cohesive unit, whereas Liverpool looked like three separate teams. Rockwall says, for us to have fallen so badly, we must not have been that great in the first place. We were hyped. I don't know what the reason is, to be honest. I don't know if it's just one thing or maybe a combination of things. But it is perplexing. Yeah, I think you might be right. Jonathan says they're playing him like Reece James, and he's not Reece James. Yeah, certain fullbacks are better on the ball. Certain fullbacks are better passers, and other fullbacks are less good passers. But I think the manager should it's the manager's job to get the best out of the players. And I don't think he's doing that. Kirkes' strengths are dribbling and crossing. And if you move him into the middle, he can't really dribble because there's less space. And he can't cross because he's in the middle. Will says, what was the score? Just got home. I doubt that. But Liverpool got absolutely battered. Got smacked about like you would not believe. Adebanyo says 100%. Yeah, I mean, I hope he sees the error of his ways. I don't know if he will or not, but if he doesn't see the error of his ways, unfortunately, it's going to cost him his job. Marcelo Ramos says should sign Guehi or Slotterbeck. Yeah, I think Mark Guehi will come in January. Of course, they could wait until June and get him for free, but I don't think they're going to wait. I think they're just going to pay the money in January and get him in. So yeah, I think they'll get him at the very least. Sell Canate to Real Madrid, says Marcella. The thing is, like, his contract is up, isn't it, at the end of the season? So I think what will probably happen is he'll probably not sign a new contract, and I think he'll probably go for free. Basically, he'll do what 66 did last year, and he'll go for a free. But yeah, Kanate is having a nightmare season. Even today, like the thing is with Kanate, he's very strong, he's very fast, but he's not acting like it. he keeps losing the duels, and he keeps losing. He keeps losing out on strength. He keeps losing out on pace. But it's like, that's what you're good at. So if you're not doing that anymore, what's the point? Would be helpful, yeah. I think getting Mark Gahey in January, hopefully on January 1st, would be good. Victor Yakurez says, I don't watch Liverpool a lot. Something iffy always happens when Robertson is sidelined. Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. The other thing is, Szoboszlai is the engine of the team. And unfortunately, Szoboszlai, if he's playing at right back because of injuries, he can't really influence the game as he normally does, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. Did you like Central? Yeah, I listened to him. Like I've heard some of his songs, if you know what I mean. Like, he's quite famous, so I've heard quite a few of his songs, but I didn't know he was the one who created the song, if that makes sense. But like, I pressed play, and I was like, oh yeah, I've heard this before. But yeah, no, it was good. It was a good recommendation. Can't lie. But yeah, I better go now because I've been here for 3.5 hours. I might be back tomorrow. Liverpool will be in the Championship next season. And hey, that's at least that's a trophy we might be able to win. maybe, but you never know. But yeah, I better go because I've been here 3.5 hours. But yeah, I might be back tomorrow. I might not, but I'll definitely be back for the next Liverpool game to experience depression all over again. When is the next Liverpool game? Wednesday, 8 o'clock against PSV. So I'll probably be back then. Before I go, you really... yeah, I've been here 3.5 hours. I'm very hungry. So I better go. Apparently, Liverpool are looking elsewhere for formidable centre-back other than Mark Gahey. I mean, if you can get him in addition to somebody else, maybe get two of them, that would be good. Liverpool need help. Well, it's a good thing Batman is here. Maybe Batman can save the day. But yeah, I better go now. You know, when I start confusing my words, as I'm doing, that's the sign I need to go. But yeah, take care, Jonathan. Take care, Hassan. Take care, Adebanyo. I'll be back on Wednesday for the PSV game. So hopefully see you guys soon. But yeah, have a nice weekend. Hopefully forget about the result. And yeah, hopefully we'll do better against PSV. But anyway, take care, guys.